All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. If you are new and joining us, we are three brothers who get together and talk about gaming. We may also talk tech, TV, movies, and other nerdy, geeky stuff too. But first, I'm Nasty Nate.
And I'm Take It Easy Jono.
And today we have two guests with us. Snake Factory, a long-term friend and old boss, and Nick from Friday Night Gamecast.
What's up, boys? Happy to be back.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Wow, we're having two.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, both of you.
Returning guests.
I think both of you guys are the most returning guest.
That's awesome.
Most
Really?
featured guest on the show. You love to see it.
Twice? I guess twice, and
three times. For Nick was probably like five times.
Nick,
Yeah, this is my third.
Third time?
Yeah.
Chris's third time. Chris, you're now known as Snakes.
Snakes.
Like from-
Snakes.
yeah,
I don't know
from
no
Home Alone.
snakes.
All right. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Snakes.
I don't mind.
I don't know.
I have
snakes.
to know where Snake Factory came from, though.
Oh,
That's what I have to know.
10%.
Well, it's interesting that you asked that. So, other than computer games, I play foosball, like table soccer, and there's a type of shot in the game called a snake shot, and it's I'm pretty good at it, but I'm very mechanical when I do it. And like when I first started playing, I'm like, I wanna shoot snakes all day, every day. I want to produce them. I want to produce them like a factory, like a snake factory, and then that was it. I was like, I had to make. I was posting, I think, my first on like the foosball news group or the old message board, and it that's exactly
Nice.
why I had to make up a name. I'm like, I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Like my old name before that was like Killer Angel from like when I was 13, right? And I had doodling on my books and stuff. Like, I'm going to do a font and it's going to be crazy scary and whatever. Yeah, right. But then, right.
That's funny.
I went and visited Snakes at the old tournament he was hosting. Were you putting it on?
Well, I was one of the tournament directors. I mean,
okay.
Yeah. It was like three of us that were putting it on. Yeah.
When
When
a
was
lot
that?
of people there.
It was
What'd
at
you say it was?
Tailgaters on last weekend.
Tailgaters.
I was dropping off Leo's birthday gift.
Yeah, that's right. Joffrey's Cookhouse. Yeah.
Nice.
Joffrey's Cookhouse.
He was very happy. So thank you for that. And shout out to Leo. Happy birthday. Happy 17th, bud.
Oh, happy
yeah.
17th.
HBD.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
threw
can
in
you
the
imagine, Nate? I didn't have a kid when you met me.
yeah.
That's
true.
weird,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I remember when he was just a little baby.
Yeah, I know. And he was in a little lion outfit. Yeah, it was great.
Now we're old.
Oh man.
Now
So Nick,
we're
what's going
fucking
on with you,
old.
man?
Man, not much. Just same old, same old. We actually just recorded first episode of season
PAX?
4. Or,
We went to PAX?
Yeah, we went to PAX. So we were
Nice.
there and we did the whole thing. So we just recorded our episode for us coming back,
Nice.
covering everything that we saw at PAX, which was awesome. So yeah.
Nice. That's gonna be sweet. Look out for that, everybody. Friday Night Gamecast. I
was in Boston again?
I'm missing you guys.
Yeah.
They made it a little bit later this year, so the weather was much better this year, or no?
It was nice on the day
Yeah.
we arrived and then
Okay.
the day we fucking left. But the 2 days, Friday, the bulk days, Friday and Saturday, miserable. Raining, nasty, also slightly cold. You had to be outside with a hoodie,
Yeah.
but that's Boston for you.
Yeah.
That
I
happened
mean,
to us
that's
this
Ottawa.
weekend.
That's right now.
Yeah, that's
What do
right.
you
That's
mean?
us right now.
But yeah, it's brutal
9
right now.
Celsius outside, and I have
Yeah.
to run a race next week. Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
It's like we're averaging in North Carolina like 75, 80 degrees now. So it's like nice and balmy. You go outside. It's shorts and t-shirt weather here.
In real human degrees, that's 23 degrees.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's nice.
we had like 3 days like that.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was roasting me though out there. My head, I had already had sunburn on my head.
Man, you got to put that sunscreen on. You
Hat
can't get
on,
those
man.
Where's your
lipomas,
freaking
dude.
hat, dude?
You probably
Yeah.
blind people while you're
Yeah.
hiking. People going off the road.
You got to get a
Driving
farmer's
on.
hat while you're out there.
You defend yourself by putting your head down, crashing other cars and stuff.
Holy shit.
Oh,
All right.
man. All right. Let's
Let's
get
go.
into what are we playing here? What are we playing, guys?
What
Nick,
are we playing?
Let's go over to you. What are you doing?
Yeah, man. So obviously there was a handful of stuff that I was playing at PAX. We're going to go into that in our episode, so just keep an eye out on your feeds for Friday
Right.
Night Gamecast, and
New
we'll
games.
review that stuff. But for the stuff that I have been like seriously playing, of course, as is everyone else right now, I'm playing the hell out of Expedition 33.
Oh yes,
I'm in Act 3. I'm basically cleaning up the world. I
Nice.
want to get to 1,000.
God.
So it's gonna be some work, but I'm just having so much fun with it. It's become like a comfort food to play. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a great
pretty
game. It's a great game, and it's just love
What are you
letter to
playing it
all
on?
JRPGs of yore.
What
was that?
What are you playing on? PS5?
I'm playing it on basically my Xbox Series X and then just the PC Game Pass, so just
Okay,
cross save on there.
Xbox.
Mainly playing it on PC just because my monitor has way better refresh rate than my TV, so I can get those parry windows down better.
Oh.
But yeah, it's nice.
Just put it
It's
on
nice.
easy.
What do you put it on?
Just put it on easy. No, I can't do that. Will won't let me do that.
You will.
He
You'll do
will.
it eventually.
He'll throw me under the bus for a second. But
Probably where you are, or just if you're like just cleaning up the map. Like, are you headed to the last boss?
yeah, I mean,
Like
I think because in Act 3, like a lot of the big stuff happened, and if I'm not mistaken, there's only like one objective, and it's go
Yeah.
back to Lumiere.
Okay,
I'm sorry, that's
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah, yeah,
cut that out. Cut it out.
What?
So, cut it out.
No,
we
that's
like
fine.
What are you
No,
talking
that's
about?
fine. That's fine. But before that,
Mhm.
there was when you're going up the spire or whatever, the one level, there's just the same enemy over and over and over and over again, like the two halves.
The clearing.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Claire Obscure. Yeah.
Yeah, the two. Oh my God.
Yeah, those
and their
enemies.
animations were
They
so
suck.
long. I was like, oh my God.
And the wind up for the hits on
and I was
those.
like, oh.
Man, it was just
Ridiculous.
pissing me off eventually.
Yeah,
It
so
was
then I
like,
just put
man,
it down
fuck
to easy
this.
to get through that spot because it was I just needed to lazy hit the parry and just get through it. I was
No,
like,
man,
fuck
I
this.
grit my teeth and I slam my head against the wall. I beat like some open world bosses like while I was super under leveled, like the Tete Grosso, the rock that just fucking
Oh my
slams
God.
down on you. I beat
I-
him. I was way under leveled for that, and it was just like as soon as I figured out it's just a
You
parry
just have to
test, I
dodge.
was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. He just, yeah.
So
I thought because you do no damage to him, and you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? This
Yeah,
guy
exactly.
is insane.
I was like, no. Then I just left.
yeah.
but right now I'm fighting an open world boss that's in the sky, and that's all I'll say.
Nice.
If you know, you know.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah. I
and it's
saw him.
pissing me off.
There's a few of those.
Yeah. So
Nice. Right
Yeah.
on. That game is fantastic.
it's great.
Fantastic.
Also, I still have to beat Death Stranding, but other than that, I'm not really doing
Oh,
much.
you gotta do that.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner.
Nice.
Coming
When's
out
the
for
new
my
one come
birthday.
out? When's the new one come out?
It comes out in June, if I'm not
Ooh,
mistaken.
like a month?
Yeah, like early
That's
June.
soon. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have a game to play
Yeah.
then.
Nice.
I'm kind of like in between games here. Like I
Yeah.
beat Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I beat it. It was good. Like everyone, like what is the rating on this? What did it get on OpenCritic or
Like
Metacritic?
90.
It's pretty high, I think.
Or
I think
something
it's like in the
95.
90s, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Okay, well, it's not as good as Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. I
tell you
I
that
don't
right
know. I
now.
think you guys are
If you're
a
playing,
little,
especially if
you're
you're playing
Henry
it on
biased. You're
especially if
Henry
you're playing
biased.
it on AMD, like AMD hardware, it's awful. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It is.
So I wish they would have made more time and made the port or whatever the fuck they were doing better, because
Maybe NVIDIA just filled their pockets.
really bad, and they patched it so my sharpening fix that I was using stopped working, so that it reverted back to the like original, really over sharpened, this weird filter that
yeah,
they
it
have.
was super gross.
So I had
gross.
to play for like 5 or 6 hours until I beat it on that weird effect, which I hated. But it's unfortunate that we're seeing this more and more with these PC games from so weird.
It happened in other Unreal Engine 5 games. I don't know if it's just a thing that people forget to shut off before they ship it out, but the
How do you
over
not see
sharpening.
that? How do you not fucking use your eyeballs and look on like?
Honestly,
No
I mean,
way, man. People complain about games coming out late or be getting delayed, and then they also complain about this. Like, which one
Yeah.
do you want? You want it good, fast, or cheap? Like, you can't have only two are allowed of the
I'd be
three.
really curious to see what it looks like
Good.
maybe
Oh, good.
a year and a half from now. If they continue doing like support for it and like bug fixes and patches and stuff, I think it would look freaking spectacular.
I mean,
it
sure
already
they'll
looks great to
eventually.
me.
I'm sure they'll eventually see it, because I think half the Steam reviews are fucking talking about it and like
Yeah,
giving it,
yeah.
like,
Like a
thumbs
lot of
down.
PC players.
Yeah.
But you know what came out perfectly fine, shipped ready, was
Baldur's.
great. 96%, 9 out of 10. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone needs
True.
to go play that game.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I agree. That is the next game that I plan on playing.
Do it. Oh,
I haven't played it yet because I have too many things happening before June. But yeah, it looks great. I have older AMD hardware. I have a 6900 XT, which is whatever, but it's connected to my TV downstairs.
It should be fine.
I don't do 100-hour games anymore. I don't do 4,000-hour games anymore.
Can't do it.
I don't have that many hours left, Yeah,
In my life.
like I gotta use it for other shit. But it's Kingdom Come Deliverance. Have you guys played Blueprints yet?
Yeah, I actually forgot to mention I've been playing that. Yeah,
love that game. Like that's the game.
What the hell was it? Like an escape room, it looked like.
But it's like
a roguelite. It's like a roguelite house
escape
builder.
room. Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
I did an escape room this weekend, actually.
Oh, did you? Did you win?
Oh,
We got out with 10 seconds left.
Amazing. Did you need
Nice.
hints? Did you need hints?
Oh, yeah, we needed like two.
Were you the leader or were you a passenger?
There was like 8 people. It was so
Speaking of
it
passengers,
was so much chaos. It was chaos. Holy
Speaking
fuck.
of what?
passengers, sorry about the Leafs, guys.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad I get to talk to you about it
I shut it
in
off.
public. Which
We're not
is
talking
wonderful.
about that. We don't have to talk
Next.
about that.
Jono, did your parlay
don't-
hit?
they don't
What happened
deserve-
with that?
No, I didn't have a parlay. I just won like I didn't win much because the odds were horrible.
Oh, okay,
But I won like $100 or something.
got it.
Oh,
That's fair.
did you hedge your emotions against money and bet against the Leafs? You did.
Yes.
You are the coldest human being I know. Unbelievable.
Why?
You were
Why?
raised correctly. You're like, listen, either way, I'm going to be happy. Get the money or whatever. I don't
Well, I'm
give a-
not that happy. It was only $100 because the odds were shit. Because everyone knew Florida would win. So like they
Yeah,
were like
that's
-2,
Yeah, they were
-2
for
something.
sure.
I was like, what the hell? Even when the Leafs were up 2-1 in the fucking series,
How
they
in
were
the
favored.
world did some Canadians get beat by some fucking Floridians, man?
Listen,
How?
no,
because there are a
Florida
bunch of
has
Canadians
half
on the
Canadians.
Florida team.
It's all Canadians.
So they fled. They fled to America. I see. Got it.
Nah,
Got it.
Yeah,
they
no
They
tax.
moved to Miami.
Yeah,
They
no-
were like, I'm
no
tired
state
of the
tax.
fucking frost up here.
No state tax, dude. Fucking pure profit.
Whoa, imagine that. Damn.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. You should go live there.
Yeah,
See what
no,
it's like.
how about that?
It's a fucking hell state. Don't
Yeah,
don't
My
let's
go to
sister-
see how
Florida.
good this no taxes is for
Florida.
the people.
My sister moved there how long ago? 3 years ago. I still have not stepped foot in fucking Florida.
No chance.
No.
Didn't Daniel go down to see them?
Yeah.
I feel like he did. Okay.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
he's not here anymore. There's
Hey, he moved
Yeah,
fast.
Daniel's gone.
He
That's
didn't
right.
Make it back, boys.
Yeah.
He got eaten by an alligator.
Yeah, that's true.
The Crocs got him.
The Crocs.
Snakes. What are you playing here?
Yeah, so I'm playing Blueprints. I'm playing another game called Inscription,
Oh, that's a good one.
which is really good. It's slow. Like I don't know. Like I play a lot of roguelites. Like a lot. I mean, all the big ones. Slay and Dead Cells,
Hades.
and Cult of the Lamb, and Binding of Isaac. All that. And finding Inscription is really cool. I love the mechanics. I love the.
Oh, it's a card
aesthetic.
game? Yeah. I remember
It's
that, yeah.
slow. I want to get through like all the animations and everything. If you play Balatro or you play Slay, you can increase the animation speed because it's just a calculation game. It's like 1 + 2 + 5 + this, and then you get the answer. You either go or you don't. And in this, I want to go. Like I already know the answer here. I don't want to watch all this bullshit. I want the next. So that's the only kind of criticism I have for it. But otherwise, the other games like FTL. I don't know if you've ever played FTL. I've been playing a few hours of that lately, and that has like a real time component, but you can pause it. So like if you're like running out of oxygen or something, you have to run around, and you can pause it and plan your moves. That's different. But with roguelites, I prefer to get through as many runs as possible because that's the point of the game is to run it as often as you can, not to watch it.
Yep.
Fucking animated game. So that's what I'm playing. Yeah,
I did want to ask you really quick before we move on, Chris. What day are you on in Blueprints?
3.
Oh, okay. So you just started. Got it.
Yeah,
got
I
it.
just started.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's interesting because you look at it and you look at like, okay, so this is a dead end. This has got this many exits, and then you're like, is this like a graph? Like, is this like, can I math this? If I look and be like, okay, this point, this can create this many points, and then you just start doing probabilistic
You kind of
Logical
have to.
decisions, right?
Yeah.
But I really like theme games. I prefer to select something based on a theme, like especially like in a board game. If I'm playing a board game, sometimes you can figure out the math of it, but other times you just need to play like the guys that made it intended, right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is that kind of character. This is this kind of character. Yeah. So
Yeah, if I could say anything, I mean, there's some crucial tips out there, and I won't spoil anything for you, but
thank you.
in terms of like the playthrough, the like optimal way to do your runs is like whatever you do, don't go vertical. Like do not try to shoot for the end. You want to like basically build up all of your resources in the first two levels, preferably 3 levels if you have to, and then you choose a side. Basically, that's that's all I'll say.
Yeah. So it's worth investing at the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Don't spend any of your gems or your keys early on. Just fucking pick whatever is free and then go from there.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We got some pro tips for blueprints.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
You should try it out. It's like
You'd like it, John.
except, more cartoony.
Is that on Game Pass?
Yeah,
It's on Game Pass. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's why it's getting so much press because it's
okay.
awesome, and like Inscription was the same. It's
Yeah.
like 95.
I only have like
on Steam, and it's
5 days left on my Game Pass. So-
Mine just renewed. I just got an email. Damn it, $16.
Oh, so I tried to get Game Pass for super duper cheap, but they patched it in November, and I didn't know this. But like, you could go to their website or connect to a VPN, go to their website in like India or whatever, right? Buy ruples or whatever their fucking currency is. Then isn't it rupees?
I think it's rupees.
Rupees,
Like
And
Zelda.
then-
Just think Zelda named.
you like conflated rubles and rupees,
Yeah.
so they're like Russian Indians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I went there. You used to be able to buy actually up to like 12 months of core, Game Pass core for dirt cheap, right? Because of the conversion. And then you apply it to your account, take off your VPNs, go back to Canada, and then buy 1 month of Ultimate.
And
it switches it over. It brings it down to like 6 months of Ultimate, but the amount you paid for your core subscription is like $1 a month or something, $2 a month. So like you'd end up getting 6 months of Ultimate for like $3 a month or whatever it was.
wow.
Yeah, and they patched it in November, but that's how I did it before. I was like, oh, and I was trying to get through, and then I ended up actually wasting $50 by buying these fucking core, the Indian core
what happened?
membership.
I didn't
get
say
it.
you're out of region. The subscription isn't tied to
Yeah,
your account?
the websites don't load.
Yeah.
It must have memorized your like MAC address or whatever that's like attached to your
I changed
thing.
my Windows language, region language, everything, VPN, everything.
How the fuck would they know?
I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't know. How would they know, Chris?
Well, there's a
In
couple
private
ways.
browser on VPN, I tried.
So part of what Microsoft's like whole Azure login Entra ID they call it now instead of Active Directory, what they have is like risky sign-ins. So there's like assessment of the sign-ins that are there depending on what level you allow, and it's Microsoft, so I'm sure they have the best licenses for every person in their database.
Yeah.
And they know exactly where you logged in from, when, blah, blah, blah. And if they wanted to, they could simply say any, licenses that are purchased in this region. They'd have to region lock it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, that would take time to implement, but it wouldn't be. So if they've
wonder
known
if they
about it
know
for a
the
year,
VPN
then it's about
servers.
right that this is when it comes out to fix it.
Yeah, like
I wonder if
they
they know the VPN server, like IP pools in that
They
area.
probably host the VPNs. Like, these guys are probably using Azure to host the VPN. They're like, listen, bud, we know where you are. Okay? Enough for that.
yeah. So it doesn't work anymore. So I had to pay like a chump $12
Now
a
you're
month for
paying
my
more.
PC game.
Now you're
Pass.
paying more
Yeah.
per month.
Yeah, now I have
because
to
you
work that
spent
$50 off.
$50.
I have to work
Oh
that
my
$50 off.
gosh.
Yeah, but you gained a lot.
Yes.
So it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I like evened out now.
Yeah, right.
Kind of shit. What else happened to me? I jumped back into Overwatch 2.
Oh God, Nate.
Why? What's wrong with you?
Did you want to play the mech? Is that what
Yeah.
you wanted to do? You
Well,
want
I
to
went to go
play
play
the
Gundams.
Gundams?
I don't judge you at all. I
went
don't
to
judge you at all for it.
I'm sure you
What
wouldn't,
is wrong,
Mr.
bro? What do you
Apex
mean?
Legends.
I haven't
I went
played
to go
Apex
back
in a
to play
while.
some
But
Gundams, and I missed the skins. Like, they're gone by the time I went. I was like, didn't this event just start? And then there's no Gundam skins that I
That's
can
what
get.
happened to me when I jumped into Fortnite because of Goku and Vegeta,
Oh, yeah.
and they were just fucking just too late. Too late.
they'll
I
come
fucking
back.
mixed
They'll
it.
show up. It's every 24 hours the store changes or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every
I don't know.
48 hours.
But I logged into Overwatch 2, and I see my coins, right? 999. I'm like, what? I'm like, how do I have one less coin? Like, usually they'll give you 200 coins at a time, right? And you can only buy coins in
Even
100
numbers.
increments.
Yeah. How the fuck do you have?
How the hell do I
900?
have one less coin? I have no idea. So I'm Googling. I'm like, how the fuck the one coin go missing? And some guy,
So stupid.
I know, they fucked you. They fucked me hard, those Blizzard bastards. So they put out a skin for one coin.
Oh man.
It was like a gingerbread fucking skin for a guy I don't even play. And I was like, oh, sweet, one coin. And the moment I clicked that, I fucked myself.
Yep. Because
You
you're
don't
not even
remember
now.
Yeah.
doing this?
Everything costs 1,000.
Yes.
And you have 999.
Yeah.
It's the oldest trick in the book.
Oh, my brain! And every time I look at the 999, my brain goes crazy. I don't, and so I email them their tech support.
Can
I'm
I
like,
have
give
one
me a
coin, please?
I'm like, give me a coin, please.
You asked for a coin.
Give me
Yeah.
one
Give me
fucking
one.
coin, please.
I'm like, how did you guys fuck me here? Okay, can you just give me one coin? Just it's
take
one
the
coin.
skin back. Say, take the fucking
I was
skin
like,
back.
I can't buy your battle pass because I'm missing a coin. So if you give me a coin, I'll buy your battle pass. I'm
There
like,
you go.
sorry.
No, or
We
why
can't-
don't you just buy 1,000 coins, stupid?
Yeah.
And then you can buy the battle pass. Was that their response?
Yes, but they're just like, sorry, we do not hand out our currencies. I was like, fucker, sons of bitches. And
That's
now it's gonna bother me
gross.
for the rest of my life. I'm gonna die on my deathbed. I'm gonna be like, and my
That is so
and
gross.
Ayla's gonna be like, Dad, they came out with one coin negative. Like you can sell a skin for one coin.
You can sell a skin for one coin.
Like you have this like PTSD flashback.
So you basically spent
Vision turned
15
red,
bucks.
People
Yeah.
are dead. Yeah, that's great.
You basically spent $15 on that gingerbread thing because spending one coin
Yeah, pretty much.
is spending 1,000.
The same
coins.
amount is the same amount because
Unbelievable.
It's equal.
Yeah.
That's craziness. That is
That's wild.
actually insane.
I hate them. I hate them so much. But their Stadia mode is really good, and I'm enjoying it. That's it. That's all I'm playing. Oh, I jumped into Oblivion Remastered as well
Same.
and modded the shit out of it. It's sick. It's so good.
Which mods did you use?
Just more like
only a
Unreal
collection
Engine.
of 300, 400 of them.
No. You can't. It's just to clean up the Unreal Engine 5 settings, just to get it running properly.
Yeah.
That's mainly it. That and some nude mods.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty heavy.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, that and some nude mods, big cock mods.
the
the,
vein, super bad veiny cock mod. Yeah.
No, but the nude mods are for your character. Like what? Like why would I want
You're
that?
into that, right? Okay.
Like why would I want
Why?
that?
Clothed female nude man.
Why
I
would I
think we've
want
all
that?
looked at those.
This is your sign to let Chris from the Groove Troop, from 1H1D, Chris, know that if you do that, you can see your feet.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because you gotta
The
look
third foot.
down to see.
See more than your feet.
Yeah.
But they did such a fantastic job with that game. Like going through the caves, unbelievable. It just looks so unbelievable.
What
it looks unreal.
You
Engine
turned
5.
the ray tracing. I turned the ray tracing hardware on to low
Mm.
and had to lower the resolution to I don't know, not, just above 2K.
Oh, did you get it for PC? I thought you had it on PS5.
No, I have Gamepass.
Oh, right.
On
There
PC.
is a mod that turns off lumen ray tracing and the outside open world and turns
and
it on when
inside.
you go
yeah.
into the dungeons.
Mm.
Okay,
So
cool.
evens out the FPS. Like in the dungeons, it's 60 FPS with lumen on, and it looks unbelievable.
I don't get a lot of frames. It's 45,
Mhm.
50 FPS, even
Yeah,
at
it's crazy.
just above 2K.
I hate Unreal Engine 5 so much. They should all just use Henry's mod or Henry's engine. You know, just use
Yeah,
Kingdom
man.
Come Deliverance 2 engine.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
Warhorse. Yeah, just reach out to Warhorse.
Warhorse
Get
should,
their
like,
custom
sell it.
engine.
Sell it.
Yeah.
It's
That'd
on Cry. Was it Cry? It was a built on Cry engine. Theirs.
CryEngine? Was it?
It's like a modded Cry engine. Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's
Interesting.
But that's it.
That's it.
That's it. All right. We're gonna head into the main meat. We're gonna beat the main meat here.
Beat the meat.
But first,
We're gonna beat it up like it owes us money.
But first, a word from our VR sponsors. Hello, everyone. We are thrilled to announce an exciting new partnership with VRRock.com. Get ready to enhance your VR experience with VR Rock's protective lenses available for both prescription and non-prescription users. As a fellow VR enthusiast, I opted for their blue light canceling lenses. These lenses are designed to protect my PSVR 2's stock lenses from scuffs and scratches while helping to reduce eye strain caused by prolonged exposure to blue light during extensive VR gaming sessions. Installing VR Rock's lenses is a breeze, a simple click and a magnet snap, and you're all set for a comfortable and immersive VR adventure. The best part, our friends at VRRock.com have a special offer for you guys, our listeners. You can head over to vr-rock.com, that's vr-rock.com, and by using the coupon code ELDERTROLLS on checkout, you'll enjoy an exclusive 10% discount on your order. VRRock.com ships worldwide, and all their products are tax-free. We extend our sincere gratitude to VRRock.com for supporting us and making our VR experiences safer and more enjoyable. So don't miss out. Grab your VR Rock lenses and get ready for an unforgettable gaming journey.
I wish I could do like a unhinged VR Rock ad read for you guys one of these days and just be like super fucking insane about it and be like, you have to buy these VR Rock headsets.
Speaking of VR Rock, I cannot get in my top 10s anymore, boys.
Oh, are
I'm
people
getting old.
good or are they hacking?
I'm getting old.
Oh, you're getting old, yeah.
Yeah. My wrists start hurting.
Damn, hate that.
But we've been making money on those VR Rock.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That's great. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yep. It's been pretty good.
I think I might buy something for my Quest 2 as well. Just because I like playing Ragnarok. It's fun.
I love it.
I'm not a drummer. I don't really have that much rhythm, but I can.
Yeah. It's
I really-
gets you sweating too when you get
Yeah,
into
it
it.
does. Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's like two games that makes me wish I could play VR because I can't play VR. If I put a headset on my face, I just get a massive headache and a migraine. It's awful. But I really, really want to play Half-Life Alyx, and then I really want to play. There's like an Alien. It's not Alien
it's
Isolation, but it's like Alien
that
something.
just came out.
Alien Spectre or something like that, and it's literally just like an alien isolation thing in VR, which is like,
Fuck
oh
that.
man, that's like my experience right there.
I couldn't play Alien Isolation. I played it for a couple hours and I was just like, this is too much.
It's a lot.
I
It's
played it
definitely a lot.
It's so fucking scary.
Oh, it's like it's just too many jump scares, too many.
It's so tense. It's always
Yeah.
tension,
Oh, right,
tension, always. 'Cause
Really
you can't.
You're like,
Great sound design.
Yeah, the sound is insane, and you cannot fight the aliens, right? You have to run and
You're
hide
just running
from
from them,
It's just
yeah.
you're running and hiding the whole game.
In VR?
Yeah, they have it. They have a VR mod for it, I think, for
Weird.
isolation.
Yeah,
I
they
wasn't
do.
in VR, but I wasn't playing in VR.
Yeah.
Like, I
But
couldn't
just
even
the
imagine
game
it.
itself.
Yeah.
Doom 3 was my last horror game that I played, and I haven't played anything since. Like
I remember
in the
that.
store when I built that gray machine, and I was sitting in the front, and I just tried it one night, and I fell off my chair on the first jump scare. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this anymore. No more scary games for Chris. I'm gonna play roguelites where I know it's 1 + 1 = 2, and that's enough.
Chris, we got to get you to play the Dead Space remaster
Oh
that they
my
just came out with in 2023.
No
It's
way.
so
You guys
good.
heard the podcast? There's like I listen to horror podcasts. Oddly.
Oh, okay.
And the guys that do I think it's called SCP Archives. They did a Dead Space fiction podcast
That's
was
sick.
up for a Webby, which is pretty cool. Like I don't know them or anything, so I'm not shutting them out, but it is content that I consume and I really enjoy it. And they did it. If you like Dead Space, there's a full thing.
I'm a Dead Space nut. I'm gonna have to fucking
yeah,
find
I'll
that.
send
So
you
it's
a
just
link to it
yeah.
later.
Send me the link. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. We're done about that.
I'm
Let's
done about
talk
that.
about
What are you on about?
Scalpers. We're going to be talking about scalping in the gaming market and industry today. Boys.
Big size.
Yeah. So this was a big prevalent thing for sneakers and tickets, like ticket masters and all this shit. And then it started creeping. I don't know if it was the first time, but the first time I experienced it was 3000 series graphics cards. That's when I really experienced this whole mess.
30 series, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Which was
4 years ago?
it during COVID?
It was during COVID, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it was during COVID. So that may have started this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, maybe.
When Ethereum could still be hashed via NVIDIA cards as well.
Yes.
That was the thing, right? Like the algorithms were being used for both.
Oh God.
So for me, the first time that I'm sorry if I'm jumping the gun there,
No,
on you,
go.
Nate, but
Yeah, go
the first time that I was exposed to like the online like digital scalping was with the PS5 launch. And I got lucky enough because, I was paying very close attention. I was watching the Game Awards, and it was the thing where Walmart actually launched their pre-orders ahead of release date, effective like immediately when they announced like the PS5 like release date at the Game Awards that year of like, I guess 2019, December 2019. And they said like, oopsie, pre-orders are up now on Twitter. And I was like, oh shit. And I just went there and I bought it. Nice. When I was in my apartment, and then I just I realized like shortly thereafter, everybody who didn't see that tweet afterwards, it was next to impossible to get the PS5 back then. And I'm sure like obviously this has been going on before that point, but it was just like that was my first experience being like, oh shit, this is going to be a problem. And then every single launch for a high demand digital item from that point onward has just been a nightmare.
It was since, I don't know if it was COVID specifically or because of the timing of it and AI coming up and the coins, all the mining as well during that time was all kind of coming up. You know what I mean?
So it was like a perfect storm.
And there was a shortage as well.
Yeah.
If you want to, but because of COVID or whatever. But like, this is only stuff like normal people aren't likely seeing this. You know what I mean? Because this is kind of like
it is now because it's crept into like
for the Switch too. Yeah, for this. I mean
PS5s.
like, yeah, PS5s. Not everyone's going out saying, "Yep, I'm buying it." It's a pretty low percentage, I feel, of the general gaming population. People still using PS4. Yeah, I'll keep my PS4 for a couple years.
Or until
it's people who want the newest shit right away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Early adopters.
Yeah, that's who it
Power
affected.
users.
Power users, people who are living on the edge, the bleeding edge, as I like to say. But like people who get hit hard by FOMO,
Oh yeah, like this guy. Yeah,
this guy. This guy.
People who need to have the latest and greatest NVIDIA card on day one. Like, good luck to those people, because it isn't just gamers buying those. Like I said, the cards, we have a huge AI boom now that's happening, and the NVIDIA cards are fucking really good for that. So it's two different markets, you know what I mean? Competing for a limited amount of like product. So it's tough. And
That's not the only thing though. There's also the split engineering effort. Right, so NVIDIA has decided to become a robotics company.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about
they don't give a fuck about
why
gaming.
would they care about
they don't.
pushing pixels out on like pushing polygons is not the point. The point is like doing matrix math, right? And then getting inference models to work and bigger brains that they can build with these things. Yeah. So I think that's probably why you've seen AMD kind of resurge a little bit.
Catch up a bit,
yeah, at least on the consumer side, so
they had to. They did not have a choice.
Well, no, I know, but AMD was dead in the water for so long. Like basically all 13 generations of Intel Core, they were kicking AMD up and down the street, and then like everything, well, here you go. Here's a reversal, right? Ryzen's are the best. They destroy everything in every environment, So there's a bit of a pendulum, element of it, and there's geopolitics as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, COVID and so talking about scalpers and what leads to scalping. I mean, it's a matter of economics. So there's demand and there's supply. What is it that it needs to be supplied, and who's demanding it? Mm-hmm. And if the market is more than one, and they have disparate interests, right? Like the crypto community and the gaming community, where one has like literal ROI, and then the other has simply enjoyment and fun or whatever, then the ROI guys are willing to pay more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And scalpers come in and they look at this situation and they try and figure out what they're going to do. As you brought up Ticketmaster before, they went so far as to mechanize their ticket purchasing to allow scalpers to buy bulk tickets, right? So you take this to the hardware side, that's not what happens.
Unbelievable.
That's not what happens so much. But what does happen is that supply chains can be influenced and shipments can go places where people that are incentivized or are providing incentives can direct those shipments, which end up in scalpers' hands. And then they sell the first wave, right? Like there's only a certain amount of scalping that's useful before the market collapses. Like there isn't going to be infinite demand because something else is going to pop up and fill it. Like if it's like 3 years for a Switch, it's like, okay, well, somebody else is going to come up with a different device in 3 years that they can sell to us. So there's only so much that scout. So how long did it take after the like when you started in the 3000 series, Nate? How long did it take you to get one?
Oh, I was going to talk about that soon, but
yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'll get into it.
Okay.
I got them pretty quickly because of tools I used.
Really? Scraping tools, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
Not bots, but yeah.
But they're just like change monitor tools.
Yeah. So scalping, botting, okay, that's all happening now. I want to go through certain. There's like 3 or 4 big bots that a lot of people use. A few here are Stellar AIO, a bot designed to automate purchases across various retail websites. Kodai, known for its speed and efficiency in securing limited edition items. So possibly not being used for like, I don't know, consoles maybe, but probably could. Cyber AIO, a widely used bot in the sneaker and electronics reselling communities. So this is a whole underground thing. Like it's so crazy. People using these bots just to get that like Air Jordan, that's worth 10 grand or whatever it is, like crazy shit like that. Like that's how I think how it started, like getting those like limited, super limited edition stuff that only they drop like 10 of them, or whatever, like 20 versions of these sneakers or some shit like that. And then the big rappers get the sneakers, and then the average Joe can never actually afford these sneakers. Now they come out with these bots. Let's get those sneakers before the rappers do. Yeah.
But if there's only 20,
are you saying the rappers are using bots?
No, I'm saying the rappers probably have ins.
The
ins
rappers
and outs
should just
to get
talk to the
those.
manufacturer.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And be like, yo, give me some shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, how big can the market be if there are only 20 or 50 of these limited edition items? Like, how much am I paying for the software then? Am I paying $1,000 to use it?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh,
yeah, that's
great.
what I was saying. I have a point
I'll
later
tell you.
on.
So we're going to go, how do these bots work? Simply put, just to keep it simple, scalping bots are automated software programs designed to purchase high-demand products like GPUs, consoles, the moment they become available online. They can complete an entire checkout process from adding an item to the cart to entering payment details in a fraction of a second. Like much faster than any of us we can type or even have it ready. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Inventory monitoring. Bots constantly monitor retail websites for restocking using scripts. Scroll down. Using scripts that repeatedly check product pages, APIs, the backend systems that track inventory. They can follow those. This allows them to be the first in line when an item becomes available. Even the retailer doesn't publicly announce a restock. So those virtual lines, okay? They get in there, and then they can probably have like 500 bots first in the virtual
imagine
line,
that they use the API for everything. They're not using the GUI at all, which is why they're so fast, right?
Yeah.
They're just sending commands to the API.
But which API? Of the retailer?
Of the website, yeah.
But so this is an important question. Why is there API? Like, remember when I was talking about Ticketmaster? They created this API, knowing full well what it would do. But why does Best Buy need API access for purchasing?
Mhm.
They're a consumer website.
Exactly, which is
where
what I
a
was saying.
human
Like,
being should be going in. It's like saying, okay, you can buy things two ways from my grocery store. You can come in and buy it yourself, or you can hook up a robot in
yeah,
a truck and it'll back up and just take everything for you and then leave. Like, that's not how grocery stores work. You have to go inside, you have to pick your fruit, and you got to this and that, because it creates that like speed bump.
Mhm.
But there's no speed bump here. So I really believe the retailers are complicit.
You think they
If they're
know?
complicit,
You think they
just
know?
don't give a shit.
that's no,
They
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
care.
Can they could stop it by paywalling their API? No,
Yeah.
like
Interesting.
Reddit did this.
Yeah.
Reddit did it. Like
We
everyone
didn't
was using
understand
Reddit.
why, or at least I didn't at first. And then I realized, oh, it's because they're stealing literally all of humanity's knowledge, right? Is what the API is offering.
Yeah,
And yeah. I think paywall would be a good answer.
like
We'll get into
paywall the
those
access
answers, yeah.
and implement even. And if you want access to it and you're willing to pay, there should still be like it shouldn't just be anyone can pay. Like the vetting process or like an application for
You have to be like a
legitimate
verified
access.
person.
Yeah.
Hold
can
on to
do
that
it.
thought. We're going to get into that a little bit later. So the bots can also bypass common security features like CAPTCHAs, queue systems, and bot detection software by using sophisticated scripts and rotating their IP addresses.
That's easy shit. Captcha is images. What is AI good at?
Yes.
Fucking looking at images.
You know what I did the other day?
9 years to
Yeah.
know what a
The other day?
fucking light post looks like.
That's easy shit.
I showed the AI my French homework, and I was like, "Solve this for
You're
me,
doing
please."
French.
Well, the
They
AI
got
is
him.
doing it.
They got him, boys.
The AI is doing it for me.
I refused. I refuse.
So I just take a picture of like my workbook, right? And it fucking boom,
No problem.
done
100%.
out of a
Because
picture.
it knows what characters looks like.
Yep.
Knows what everything
once
looks
took
like.
a photo of an error message in a Kubernetes cluster, and I'm like, debug this for me.
Wow.
Like, tell me what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
I took a picture with my phone of a screen that wasn't even my computer. And it's like,
Wow.
hey, try this out. I'm like, Jesus, man. It's like
Yeah.
a person sitting there, you know? Oh,
Yeah.
what am I looking at?
Oh man. Okay, and my fourth point is scaling and multitasking. These bots can operate dozens and even hundreds of accounts simultaneously, dramatically increasing their chances of securing the items. They can also target multiple websites at once, quickly moving from one store to another as inventory becomes available.
Okay, all this stuff, I was going to say, it sounds very expensive. Like these bots sound expensive.
Do
Like,
they?
If they're doing all this shit, that's why not buying from scalpers is kind of very important for people to realize to do, because they're paying money for these bots and shit to be able to use them to get this stuff. And if
And
they
it's not just like a one-time payment thing. They have to like
it's like
continue to-
subscriptions probably and shit. Yeah. Like
So,
this stuff's expensive. It sounds
Well,
very expensive.
that's how cheats work. Like
Yeah,
that
cheats in video
on the
games,
last
same
time
thing.
we came here,
Yes.
these underground communities have. I mean, it's big money. That's why the underground communities come to exist. Like there are Tarkov cheats that are $300 a month. The game
What?
is $120.
Why would anybody do that? That's just so insane.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like not real money, right?
Yeah.
And they're willing. And now we talk about a tool that'll actually give you ROI, like real ROI that you could like put in a spreadsheet and be like, okay, if I invest this and I get that, and then this
Yeah.
is how much money I'm left with at the end. That's a really big deal. So, if we don't buy, like John said, if we don't buy from the scalpers, then the value dries up. But the problem is, people don't care. People are such individualists that
They
it
don't.
doesn't matter. Like there's no united front against these guys.
I think
We're creating it here.
Yeah,
This is
fine.
where it
Let's go
starts.
for it, yeah.
if I could chime in, I think like I really like that point, Chris, because I think that a large part is that people don't care, but I also think that there's a huge ignorance factor to a lot of people. Like these people will miss their purchases on Best Buy and GameStop and wherever else they're trying to buy their Nintendo Switch 2, and they're like, oh, well, let's try some more places, and they go to eBay and they see it and it's just $100 more, and they don't realize what this is. They just haven't been educated. I mean, I feel like everybody should know by now, like the common layman should know what scalpers are, but I feel like a lot of people should know a lot of things right now, and I'm constantly overestimating the general
everyone's ability.
understanding of the average Joe out there.
So I would say that's correct.
So I feel like a lot of them are just like, oh, I'll just, I
like
have the
$100
money,
bucks?
I can just pay. I think, especially in America, because of the economic situation that's happening here, we probably will see changes on that, especially because like a lot of the, this happened like right after COVID. It was especially that 2022 little dip in the recession economy. Like a lot of the consumer spending dried up significantly. And that's when all of these industries started seeing layoff after layoff, just because consumers weren't spending as much. And particularly when the economy gets hit as hard as it is, like the discretionary spending that people are buying on their fucking, sending their kids to swim team, let alone going out to buy, Air Jordans or Xboxes and PlayStations, like that's gone. It's zero. So, I mean, I hate to say it because, I mean, that means that everybody is suffering. But also, I mean, at the very least, they won't be buying from scalpers. But I don't know.
I want to see what Switch is going to be a really good litmus test, because that's the kind of thing that has like diehards, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo doesn't fuck around when it comes to their fan base, and people that want to switch, they want to switch. I have a Switch. I haven't played it in like 3 years. I should probably sell it, right? But I have it.
Yeah.
But other people, they're waiting for the Switch 2 like it's the next PS5, like the PS6 or the Xbox. And when it comes and they can't get one from Nintendo, they're going to buy it from wherever they can.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
So
the pre-orders are already sold out. Pre-orders are gone.
Exactly. Now, what do companies that intentionally limit their stock or initial releases, and then also contribute to the scalping environment? I mean, how much are they hurting their people, their real people, right? Like the pre-order sold out. Okay, why are you making more? Well, because we can't, or because what this, that, the other thing. It's never transparent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. They know exactly how many consumers they have in the market. They can probably, do an equation that estimates exactly how many current Switch holders that love their consoles, that have put X number of hours into their Switch today, plus, aggregate that over, how many of those people have kids and will suddenly become new consumers over this like next life cycle. They know exactly how many they need, but they create that demand.
And you know how they calculate
can't fulfill
it?
that
Using
need.
NVIDIA GPUs.
Yeah, that's right. So they
calculate
in the
that.
market too.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it back. You guys asked about the price of these bots. So
Yeah.
I do have some experience trying to get one of these bots.
And then you need a bot to buy the bots.
I think it was Stellar AIO. I think
You
it
tried to
was
get that?
Did you have to use Tor?
Sounds familiar. No. No. So
I don't know.
You go in. No, they have a website. You just go to their website
Buy it.
and you have to.
No.
You see, it's like an auction. So you go to this website, and the users who have got this bot, because there's only X amount of licenses.
Bid?
Yeah, there's only X amount of licenses for these bots.
Bi-quarterly is crazy.
Yeah. So you put your name on a list, and your username will show up on a list. And if someone that has a bot isn't using it anymore, they can sell it to the highest bidder. Sell that license.
Created a market for these licenses.
Even
Wow.
a market for the bots, like for the bot licensing.
So meta.
So,
I love it.
man, it's
Was
crazy.
it meta that did it?
So meta.
And some of these licenses were going $200, $300.
$200,
$5,000, no.
$200 US dollars for
5,000.
3 months in Stellar AIO.
Yeah, and like some people will, and that's if you could buy right now, but you can't.
That's pretty good.
You
You
can't.
know,
do
you
that.
sell a couple switches for
No.
200 over.
Yeah,
and
but if you go to try to do the buying process, it'll say out of licenses or whatever, and then it'll like forward you to like this like auction house thing where they sell for thousands of dollars.
the World of
What?
Warcraft auction house.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's how it is. That's how it works. So there's only X amount of people that hold these licenses until they make more licenses. I think they only output X amount a year, and then if you're on like a list, you get invited to buy the license or yada yada yada, and it like goes like that. It's not like you can't just go
Right.
buy it like Adobe Photoshop.
Right.
You know
So
what I mean?
again, for the normal person, like it's not worth trying to get
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Or the cost of the tools it would use to use these bots. These guys are paying for these tools.
Like
They're
it's a
gonna-
business.
They're going to be, the guys bidding on new licenses and shit like that because they're making money off of this shit.
So bring it back to Snake's his question about how I got my 3000 series. We covered it in an episode a long time ago, but I used a lot of browser refreshers, and it would scan the page and tell me if anything changed on the page and notify me.
You could even highlight a section.
I could highlight where it said sold out.
Yeah.
I highlight that and say, tell me if this changes, and refresh this page every 30 seconds or whatever it is. And it just refreshes the page and tells me if the sold out button turns to in stock or whatever. And then I go click the link.
Is this a thing where you're keeping that window open in perpetuity?
Yeah. That's the thing. You have to sit there and or within earshot of your speaker because it'll buzz.
Yeah, or Bing.
Or Bing or Ding or whatever you set it to do.
Gotcha.
That's what I did too. You just have them on, open, like refresh every. You do get blocked by some websites for refreshing. So I did every 2 minutes or
because you're doing it in the poor's way.
Yeah,
right? You're not doing it by API. You're one of the poor's that's just refreshing the page, loser. No, you're not allowed. Then they kick you out. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yes,
the API guys. No. Come in.
Yeah.
Red carpet, open. Come buy everything. We don't give a shit. You know, that's it, right? We'll ship it to one place. It's so much easier for fulfillment. Like, it's ridiculous that they are blocking you and allowing them. That's crazy to me.
So my question is that I think we talked about this earlier about, obviously the understanding of the customer base on like the common man wouldn't know what an API is or what these companies are doing on the back end to allow scalping to continue. But at what point do we think people will become conscious and aware enough to where it's we see what they're doing and this is no longer becoming acceptable, or it gets regulated? So the government steps in and says, hey, you should sell your product to actual human beings and not businesses. Do we think anybody will care?
There is a law.
There is a law,
right, for wholesalers versus retailers. If you're a distributor, you make a deal with whoever it is that you sell stuff. Like Nate and I and John know this from, you got Tech Data, Ingram, Cynics, all these guys that just massive warehouses in Toronto that are full of these things, and you can't buy from them unless you have a business number, right? You can't buy from them unless you're a retailer for this. And some of the stuff, you can't buy it unless you're authorized by the manufacturer to buy it. No one can just, Ingram has hundreds of thousands of Macintosh products, but not everyone can buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's all sitting there for someone else to buy, not for you.
But to get that ability to buy a Mac product, you have to go through their Mac loop, the jumping rope that Mac will send you through.
Yeah, but that's retailers buying from wholesalers. We're talking about
this
people
is the
buying
same
from
thing.
retailers.
But this is the same thing, because when you buy something,
you mean
for the purposes of resale.
You mean putting controls in place?
Yeah. Well, because Nikolai has a good point. He's can we regulate this? Well, we all know how much the Americans love regulation, right? Not a lot.
Not a lot.
And literally saying you're not allowed to buy this to sell it to somebody else seems a little bit like you're infringing
on my freedoms.
Yeah, but the truth is that you're buying it for the express purpose of reselling it. You're never going to use this thing. So you've taken this thing of value out of the economy, and now you're trying to extract wealth from it.
Yes.
Right? Which is not a good economic thing, right? And you asked the question, Nikolai, when is this going to change? It's when the economics don't make sense anymore, right? It's an economics problem, and it needs an economic solution or regulation. But regulation's a lot harder in this climate. So I don't know if it's solvable until everyone's poor enough.
I thought there was something. There was some kind of thing for Scalper specifically, was there not? Regulations coming up, or
I'd love to hear about it. I don't know.
Something on that?
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Soon. But first, okay, we're gonna jump into our segment 3. The Nintendo Switch 2 foremost. This is just the point. What kind of brought this idea, and Nikolai kind of sent the idea to us to talk about this. We knew Nintendo Switch 2 was going to be absolute, massive, bonkers, crazy sold out, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the Switch 2 came out, I don't know, before COVID, I don't think I'd have an issue getting a Switch 2, right? I don't think, probably not, because the electronic boom and the gaming boom of COVID, where everyone was at home gaming because they didn't want to do anything else, right?
That's true too, also.
And now we're ahead of COVID, but we're still trying to play catch up, and everyone's got that new hobby of gaming. I bet you there's so many new gamers, right?
Yeah.
Especially Nintendo, because you buy a Nintendo, everyone just buys a Nintendo.
Just think about the kids that got born in late 2020.
Yeah,
you know, they're 5 years old now, right? Or
Yeah,
going on
They're gonna
5.
need their Switch. They're gonna need their Switch. But like, and I was just, just in the back of my head, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking nightmare. Just trying to get one of these, and it's just a pre-order, like it's a ticket, right? Saying, okay, you're gonna get one in
Eventually.
6 months, yeah, or whenever we ship it to you.
That's if you get the pre-order.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's if you get the pre-order. So I was not able to secure a pre-order. I know a few of the guys over at Gaming Duo. I think they both were they.
I feel like Onyx
I think
did.
Onyx and
think,
Rob, I think, got
I
it.
think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and Tony got it too. I think.
Yeah.
But Nintendo had an anti-scalping plan. Okay,
So fucking ridiculous.
according to company president
Shuntaro Furukawa.
Shuntaro Furukawa, this bleep
Excellent.
that out.
No, we'll leave that.
No, leave it in. You leave it in. You deal with it, mate.
Shame.
You need to
Shame.
deal with that, okay? Whatever comes from that.
This comes in the form of a straightforward intention to produce a sufficient number of units to fulfill all potential orders upon the console's release. Are you insane?
Are you insane?
Like, that's the
We're going to make
stupidest
all
fucking
the
thing.
stock
Yeah,
at the
Yeah.
beginning.
I'm
We're
gonna make
gonna
one
make
Switch.
Well, that would be-
300
that's
million
dumb
units.
Too, right? That's dumb too. Is coming up with all the stock all at once, because then if something's wrong,
Yeah,
now you're fucked, right? Like, you
so
gotta
obviously,
do a couple of releases.
yeah,
you know?
obviously,
and,
it's,
and that
it's ridiculous.
is also maybe something that causes a problem. I hadn't thought
That's
of that.
true.
Well,
That's
this-
part of QA.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
we're betaing things on people now, right? And it's been true in the software market for like ever, obviously. But now the hardware market is so fast, and people need it so quick. Maybe they're releasing stuff and then they're patching firmware later or whatever. I mean, you see that happen.
you know what that means.
What?
Potential for Nintendo to fuck it up, and then people hack it, and I get my running on my
Right. Oh.
You know?
Mhm.
what?
You just cut out there.
While this might require a massive investment in terms of having these products pre-made, like all these products, and adhering to this tactic could lead to drastic decline in resale market. I just can't fathom them even being able to produce that many units.
Obviously not. How many
Right,
fucking
like it's
Switch?
just-
How many Switch ones are sold?
That's just
120
diarrhea from the
million?
mouth. This
Did
guy.
they measure? Did they say how many they expected they needed?
No.
No,
So
that-
we were
that's
like, we
not
need like 5 million. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're gonna make 5 million things that cost $700. Like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna do that,
No.
right?
okay, no freaking way. They also came up with a thing where if you're a Switch Online member, that you had been paying 12 months for your Switch Online service,
That's
and
the
registered,
sticking point.
yeah,
That's the
And-
real one.
and registered at least 50 hours of gameplay on your Switch console, you would get an invite to get the pre-order.
That was pretty cool. I kind of
Okay.
like that.
That's not bad.
That's like, okay, you're
But, like-
serious, and here's the proof. But you were talking about that earlier, Nikolai, where like they know
Mhm.
exactly
Mm.
who wants or whatever. And if they're saying they're willing to put the number of hours you have logged in to their account via Nintendo Switch Online or whatever, and they're a minimum amount of time, that means that, I mean, that sounds like a reasonable strategy. Now, whether or not they stick to it
Yeah.
is a different question.
Yeah, I just don't know how that invite link. I don't know if I've talked to anyone that actually got the invite link. And realistically, I think that 12 months of the NSO is kind of egregious. First of all, because Nintendo Switch Online, for even their base like mode, is like really bad value. The only value that you get out of it is by getting like the ultimate Nintendo Switch Online, which is like $15 a month. I did not do that. I paid for someone else's family plan on eBay, and I got like a year's worth of Nintendo Switch Online,
Right.
and they just added me to the
Great.
account. So I like backdoored my way in there, and I mean it worked. And that's actually really nice. It's great. There were like, you know, thousands of people on their family account, which was really hilarious that they let
What?
that happen. Yeah, it's
I didn't know
really
you could do
interesting.
I thought it
But
was only
yeah, no,
5
it's
people or
one of those
something.
things where it's like, okay, so I was on Nintendo Switch Online, but I wasn't like legitimately paying for it. So I knew at this front I had no
see
chance
what you
of doing that. And it's like all the games that you really want to play nowadays, you just pay for on the eShop. Like I don't know. I just don't really see the value in the NSO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Because you don't because if you're playing, let's say you're playing like the first party titles, and like you're not playing those old SNES or NES or whatever the old stuff. Like you're not doing that. You're a Nintendo fan now, especially if they're like younger people that maybe don't want to play those old games.
Yeah.
There's probably a ton of people who aren't paying for NSO.
Yeah.
So they just get sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Forget it.
You don't pay for
that could be part of the strategy though, in that they're looking to give to newer fans or people that
Go buy a
aren't into
Switch
the
and start
old
playing.
shit, because those guys, they already got them.
Yeah.
They don't need them. They'll wait because what else are they going to do?
Yeah.
But the people that have been like investing in becoming Nintendo fans, they want to reward them.
Yeah.
Give them the new thing sooner. And they're like, fuck Nintendo's. And then they have dyed in the wool Nintendo fans, and the other ones are like, yeah, we'll wait. And
Personally, here's my take. I think if you really cared about the consumer, despite like whether you're a new or old fan, I think you get rid of the Nintendo Switch online requirement and you bump that like 50 hours of gameplay up to 100 hours. Over the life cycle of the Nintendo Switch, that's like your true core fan base.
Like out of all games played.
Out of all games that you've
okay.
played. And I put 100 hours into Tears
easily.
of the Kingdom alone.
Yeah.
Right. And this is maybe very much speaking to anecdotal experience for me. But I think if you did that it would open the door for the people who like are actually interested in buying and playing your games at launch, at release, and then it kind of like creates that opportunity for them to get the Switch. But I don't know. There's definitely a push-pull to it.
The only problem with that I would foresee is like it works when it's a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, guys? If you've been playing on NSO,
Yes.
blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
it works. But if they announce it, like, okay, everyone needs 100 hours, and everyone's
No
just
problem,
like, bought
bots.
their way.
Yeah,
they're gonna bot
you're
their
right.
way.
They're just going to leave it on.
1,000 hours. How about
Yeah, those-
10,000 hours, right? Do I get
Yeah.
it now? Like,
Yeah.
then it's all garbage.
Right.
There'll be bot farms
So-
or Switch farms. There'll be racks. Just,
Like,
they're
there's
just
phone farms.
playing,
Playing
going
by themselves,
forward.
playing
Yeah,
by themselves. Like,
playing. I've seen that before.
No way.
Those
Yes,
phone farms
Apex
are like,
Legends, dude.
Why?
Apex hackers will have Switch farms playing Apex on Switch, like, and there'll be racks of them just botting to get the account to level 50 so that hackers will buy them to play ranked with.
that's
Because
insane.
you have to be level 50 to play ranked.
That's crazy.
So they just bought,
So they're EXP botting.
yeah,
Why don't they just
XP
make
botting.
another market that is just for them? Here's a bunch of 50s. Go fuck around there. Yeah, anyway.
Do we know how many pre-orders have sold so far for the Switch 2?
Good question.
I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it.
First of all, we're talking about numbers.
Bloomberg.
Didn't Nintendo say they have 2 million Switches ready?
Yeah. I think the pre-order numbers is at 2.2 million sold already.
So
$100.
Bloomberg apparently predicts 6 to 8 million Switch 2s will be sold at launch, but I do not think that they have manufactured 6 to 8 million
fucking way.
Switch 2s.
I thought they said 2 million. They had 2 million ready. I thought that's what that was.
This is off of Reddit too, so
I think they've sold. I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure I read
2.2 million. I see that.
Sold. The pre-order sold. That's insanity already.
That's 750 USD, right? Or CAD?
700 Canadian.
Well, actually, that 2.2 million number, apparently what I'm looking at now, it says that Nintendo confirmed 2.2 million people registered for a pre-order
Okay.
lottery in
Okay.
Japan. But the
God.
6 to 8 million units sold at launch globally is going to make that the fastest selling console ever. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah. So maybe I am underestimating
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Even if they only have 2 million made, that's still insane. Like, there will be 10 million people without a Switch 2 who want it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's also crazy. I don't know if we already said this, but like it's insane how Nintendo is selling the Switch 2 in Japan at like a super deep like loss. I think the Japanese console is going to be like
Yeah.
$100 cheaper,
150.
comparatively between the US.
150 cheaper.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Holy
It's
shit.
significantly
Or
drastically
maybe it's
cut, and I don't
Canadian.
know why it's so drastically cut because I feel like it's the Japanese market.
They're just
but
subsidizing, basically, for the Japanese market.
Yeah,
They're
that's
making
true.
the rest of the world pay more. So
well, I
they
also
can be
think
cheaper
that
there.
gamers in Japan and China are big like phone. They're a huge cell phone market, so it might be the thing.
penetration.
Yeah,
Like the
they
Switch
need-
might not be good enough to get the attention of the mobile gamers. Like I used to play
Right.
Puzzles and Dragons. You remember that, right, Nate? That game is in arcades in Japan, and that's a mobile game, right? You can go and play, and people wait around the block waiting to play the arcade version of Puzzles and fucking Dragons, man. So yeah, it's interesting. The Japanese market is very different than the North American market.
Yeah.
But you can't get Zelda on your fucking cell phone unless it's an emulator. You know what I mean? Like, do
Yeah,
Japanese
but they're
players
also
not
playing.
want
They're
to?
also playing Genshin Impact on their phone, and they're
Oh,
also
yeah.
playing like Kingdom. What was it?
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
No, no. Brave Frontier, right? That's another like all these gacha games with these
Yeah, yeah.
like teams and
Yeah.
whatever, and that's all mobile, and that's huge money, like
Yeah,
huge,
it's-
hundreds of
yeah.
millions of dollars. So it's
What are the Nikkei games from the Stellar Blade developers? You know, basically
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like the third person ass-jickle physics shooter game.
what?
It's ridiculous.
What's that other one you played, Nathaniel? That anime.
I played them all.
game,
Star Tail Ray.
Yeah, Star Rail.
Hardtail.
Oh, it's
Honkai.
Honkai Star Rail. Yeah.
Honkai Star Rail. Yeah.
Played that for a good 10 hours.
Yeah, I guess
That
it
actually-
depends if that's
That
popular
performs
there.
so well on the phone. Like Will and I
They all
both played
do.
that for our
yeah.
mobile episode, and it's good. Like
Yeah.
it's not bad.
They all
So
do.
like, if that stuff is that popular there, they need to make the Switch cheaper, so those people attention will kind of drift to
Yeah.
Switch 2.
Yeah, because why would I go buy a
it's only
$600 console?
$350. It's only $350 US there or something like
Well,
that.
yeah, because they already own $1,000 phone, and
Yeah.
they're already pumping
Yeah,
hundreds
all
a
their
month
money, yeah.
into these gacha games, right?
Yeah.
So it could be that the console itself is a difficult sell because it doesn't have these gacha games. They got to buy games for them.
Man, I didn't think of
instead
that.
of just the microtransaction like dopamine hit that they get every time they need to roll 1,000 eggs or whatever the bullshit.
Especially if the
Yeah,
iPhone.
it is, you know. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know what the currencies are, like star, you know,
Yeah.
whatever they are. Yeah.
Especially if like the iPhone, because I remember, I think the latest, I think it was the 16 or the 15 came out, and they were like, you can play Resident Evil 4 remake on
Yes,
this, and it's
yeah.
like, what the fuck? Are we serious right now? Like, and apparently it doesn't look like the worst thing ever. Although I really struggle to imagine if
Man,
that
the
phones can
the iPhone
perform at
CPUs
that
are
way.
insane. The new ones are
They get
fucking
hot. That's
Yeah.
weird.
That's
insane. They're
wild.
insane.
I hate my phone. I wish I had a new one.
I just don't think that they could come out of the gate with enough systems to flood the market like he said he was going to or wants to do. And Nintendo is known not to budge like on the prices, as we said.
Yeah, they're like Apple that way.
Yeah, over on the west side, and even down the road, like look at the games they're selling for the Switch 2 launch, right? Like the Zelda Breath of the Wild is full price, you know,
Full price
plus
plus
$20,
10 plus
plus
yeah.
whatever it is for the Switch 2 upgrade, graphic and fidelity upgrade.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the Switch 2 edition, you have to pay $20
Was
for
there
your
was
4K.
4K
there
60?
done on it, or is it just like some kind of filter?
I imagine that
patch. It's a
yeah,
patch
just a
with the-
patch that they
Patch.
put in there.
Yeah, to like increase resolution. I'm sure they're
Yeah,
not
sure.
adding anything.
Which
else
is
to it.
so like, can we talk about how crazy that is? The fact that they like wouldn't reward. This is Sony, like for the PS5. You know, say what you will about the life cycle of the PlayStation 5, but when you bought the PS5 at launch, as long as you actually, I think you had PlayStation Plus, they gave you the PlayStation Plus collection of like all of like the greatest hits of the
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 on the PS5 for free. And as long as you continue paying for that service, you have access to those games. And it's like the fact that like that we don't get anything on the Switch 2 besides like, oh, you can buy the same games
Yeah.
that you already own plus $10.
Yes, because they have that power. They have that power where it's like, if you want Zelda and you want to play it at 60 frames per second at 4K,
That's why they crack down on emulation so much.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
want them to be the only ones to be able to supply that. Even though you're playing an old game, like when the fuck did
You
Breath of
can't
the
get
Wild
it
come
anywhere
out?
else.
2017.
Yeah.
17, yeah.
You
And
could
it's
get
still-
you can play it on an emulator at 4K 60, no fucking problem. And you could do that 6 months after it came
Yeah.
out,
Right.
like in 2017. You could do that. So they know they're gonna be able to do that later with their next console probably. So they're crushing everything they can for Switch emulation because they want people to get it from where
And
they're
even-
gonna supply it from.
and even look at the Pal World lawsuits, right? They're crushing anything that remotely resembles their IPs so that you have to go to a Switch to get your Pocket Monsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they're doing it's smart.
If you throw balls in your games now, you have to pay Nintendo first.
Exactly.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
You can't ride your pal. You can't ride animals in an open field. That's the fucking copyright.
What?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the
Not
IP.
copyright. That's the
It's like the patents that they
Patent.
put. Yeah, the patents that they put on like their game systems is absolutely insane.
So you can't ride a monster in an open field.
Yeah,
or
you can't capture
or you
monsters
can't-
either.
Yeah, you can't capture monsters with a ball in an open field. That's the patent.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
broad.
you can't fly on your monsters in an open world.
Apparently,
So Pal World had to change to gliders. You can't ride your
Versus
pals.
flying, what's the difference? Flapping?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
That's-
crazy.
yeah.
I'm so glad
Anyway.
I'm an IP lawyer.
Oh man, it's
Jesus.
absolutely
Yeah.
insane. So I got some questions here. If scalpers scalp the pre-orders and already put their pre-orders up on eBay and other marketplace shops, could Nintendo somehow play police and revoke this stuff?
Under
Possibly.
what jurisdiction?
Yeah.
Revoke
I know.
what? They could
Yeah.
blacklist them, but they'd have to create like serial number blacklists, but then they'd be creating things in order to
So-
destroy them. It's like, okay, guys, let's just put the output of our Switch 2 factory directly into a wood chipper. And then that's that's what that would do.
So the only thing they could really do is lean on
eBay or
like,
the
eBay.
marketplace.
You know, like come on, you know, this is obviously scalping. Can you do something here? But
Yeah.
they're like, no, fuck you.
How
And
they
eBay
monitor-
makes so much
they would-
money from
they would have to
those
spend resources
transactions.
monitoring and
Yeah.
like finding all this stuff when they could just let it all go and it'll all sell, so they don't care.
So, and then there was another question. It was like, oh, Nintendo is pretty slimy legally when combating piracy. This is a form of piracy, is it not?
by scalping pre-orders.
Yeah.
For sure.
really?
without
You
a
think
doubt.
So
It's
piracy,
not copyright piracy.
Piracy. Let's define it before
They care
we-
about copyright piracy. That's all
Pirates.
they care about.
This. What do you want to know,
But
Chris?
people
What
are
is a
making
pirate?
money.
What is
Yeah.
piracy in this
This is-
case? You're like,
what
this
is
is piracy.
piracy?
Okay, explain to me why you think it is.
The practice of attacking and robbing ships at sea.
Yeah,
You're robbing
we-
people.
No, we need Gandalf. Like, guys, I have a game for this. It's called Steve Thieves.
Yeah. I think like if I don't know. I mean, I agree with Nate because of the intent, right?
Yeah.
The
It's
intention.
stealing from people.
Yeah,
You're
they're
selling
technically they're
something
stealing
worth
it
this
from the
much
consumer. So
For this
Nintendo
much.
hypothetically wants to sell their shit to their audience. Hypothetically. Let's just give them the benefit of that doubt, right?
Okay.
By the fact that you have people that have automation and like mechanized constructs in, you know, or have access to the APIs to essentially take product away from their consumer base, I feel like you could have an argument that could be a form of piracy.
Like, what if Nintendo's like, oh, we're gonna put out some kind of fucking weird shit patent or whatever legal shit they come up with for retailers where you can only buy Nintendo products a certain way.
Like
They
go to the
push that.
official
They say-
Nintendo website or something.
They say, okay, retailers, this is the only way you can sell our products.
Well, I think the manufacturer we have to look at for the example here is Apple.
Yeah, okay.
So how much scalping is there? Forget cell phones because they're kind of a different thing. They go through a bunch of different distribution and the thing that they are.
Carriers and
like
all
computers,
that
like laptops.
Yeah.
Like if I want a new MacBook, am I going to get like, is it scalp? Are they always sold out? I don't know.
That's
well
an
enough.
interesting question because like I feel like Mac and Windows or just Mac in general specifically to stay on that comes out with their products so quickly, like it's an annualized product base that they come out with that people are like they're sitting on their stuff for at least 3 to 5 years.
Dude,
I mean, I still have
a
my
Pro from 2020.
13, right? And it's gone how many
that's a good-
generations
that's a
since
good
that? So
It's not a 7-year-old machine that's
Yeah.
getting refreshed.
Yeah,
which would be
mine's 5
interesting
years
if they
old.
changed, they pivoted their model and be like, oh, we don't have to make these every year and we'll still make money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But it's just crazy.
You know
And,
what we
like,
should do is we should start learning like API commands and just I won't even use a web browser anymore. I'll just use command line to browse the web.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can curl everything.
Yeah, curl, get,
Yeah.
put.
Yeah, right. But are you like, are these APIs even documented?
Yeah.
Like, do
Who
you have to
knows?
become
Yeah.
friends with Walmart?
Yeah.
In
No,
order
you have to- no, you know
like,
what you
learn
do?
how to use their
You go to
API?
view the source on the website and it's all there. All the commands are in there. that you're sending by clicking on a button. The command is in the code. So if you view source, highlight everything, put it into fucking ChatGPT, say,
You're
what
like,
are
find
the
me
fucking
the API calls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
find me the API calls for each thing. And then now create me a program
Yeah.
that
calls this website and buys shit on it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
How do you view source on a website?
F11, F11
or right click view source.
Yeah, right click view source probably. View page source. Control U in
I see it.
I right click this
U.
chat and I can see Jonathan talking in text.
I see it.
Yes. You see my face in the Matrix code?
Imagine the ASCII version of John. Like, what is going on? And it's changing on the screen.
cool.
You're like, oh no!
It's like,
I covered something I shouldn't have.
oh,
Yeah, we should try
that'd be
that.
sick. Oh, right. So that's like the main point of why we're talking about this. So the next segment is how we're going to fight back, boys. If we could change things, okay? If we could hammer down and actually have the power to change things and tell people to do things and they listen to us. Okay,
We're the Andor of...
yeah, let's hypothetically say we had the power to tell people to do things. Okay? So I'm going to go over some countermeasures against scalping bots that some companies have tried. Okay? Going to go through this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Invite-only purchase systems. Example, Sony's PlayStation Direct requires customers to register for an opportunity to purchase consoles. Selected individuals receive exclusive invitations, limiting access to genuine customer.
When did they do that? Because
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that shit either, especially for the PS5 Pro launch.
It might have been during like their showcase for like an hour or something.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
something stupid like that. In-store exclusive sales. So NVIDIA apparently has partnered with Best Buy to offer certain GPU releases exclusively in physical stores. So reducing the online bot interference, but like you have to go in.
Yeah, I mean, physical stores would obviously
Have
give
some,
you the
but
best shot, but you got to
they got
go
3 of
line
them
up.
in there.
Yeah.
You got to go line up, and they have to get them. Like if they said no, these products are not to be sold online, in store only. Imagine,
Yeah.
like you had to go to a store. That's it. So that would be the best chance
That'd
probably
be
for
pretty-
you to go get one. You go line up and
Yeah, but
You
you know
have
what
to-
that does? It creates a situation where rural people can't get it.
Yeah.
So only city people? That's
Hey,
not fair.
you know,
rural people aren't going
bring
to get
back
it anyway on the
bring
with the
back
bots. What does it
midnight
fucking
release
matter?
launch parties. You know what I mean? Everybody pulls
Absolutely.
up with a grill,
Yeah,
case of beer.
yeah, that'd be sweet.
Man.
But like that would give you the best. Like, there's no scalper bots out there lining up.
a little
in the
robot
physical
goes in
store.
front of you and then multiplies.
I'm going
in
to
front of
DoorDash a GPU and see what
It's like
happens. Get someone else to stand in line for me.
Yeah, I just saw that I saw some news where some new Gen Xers, is that what they're called?
Gen
Kids
Gen
these
A?
days?
New Gen
Gen
X?
A.
What?
Gen
That's
A.
new.
I don't
You're thinking
know.
about Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha, yeah.
Kids these days, they're actually selling their time to wait in line for places.
That's
$35 an hour that they'll sit there.
There you go. Well, I
You
was
gotta do something.
going back to the Sony thing. Like was that like a lottery based system, I guess, and is it based on like is it opt in? So like only existing customers, if you have a PlayStation account or
Yeah.
whatever, you
So it's
get an
similar to,
email,
like,
let's say, and
What Nintendo was gonna.
saying,
Just
do you
do
want to opt into this lottery? You say yes, and then that's how you enter. And like, what's the difference? It's a lottery now. It's a chance that you're gonna get one if you try to buy something on the day of like launch day
Yeah.
right now. It's
Or
just a
going to the
fucking
website and
crapshoot.
freaking refreshing every 2
It's just
seconds.
a crapshoot anyway. So why not just make it a lottery? But you don't get new customers that way.
Yes, true. You
'Cause
gotta
have
get
to
those
have an
roots.
account.
We need to get those roots in there.
Yeah. So I don't think that would ever happen.
Another one is purchase limitations. Obviously, implemented some of these bullshits like 1 per customer, but bots beat that. in
That's
an
what I was gonna
instant.
say. It seems so easy to hack.
Very easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
very easy. Raffle and lottery systems, like Nike's. You have to use an app. Like you download their app. Again, bots, apps,
Digital, anything.
What the fuck, right?
Yeah. Apps
Um,
and APIs.
Now, companies are investing in sophisticated bot mitigation solutions that analyze user behavior, IP reputation, and browser fingerprints to identify and block automated purchasing attempts.
That's gotta be
They should do it.
expensive, right?
Why can't they just limit the
Oh.
commands per second? Like you can't send me 5
Yeah, you rate
commands
limit,
a second.
the consumer API. 100%.
A human
Yeah.
can't
It's
do
the
it
only
that
way
fast.
to do it.
Yeah, but
A human can't do it that fast. Like,
it's like, oh,
obviously
you want
a
to
bot.
buy? You want to add this to your cart. Oh, sorry, you want to call this item, add it to your cart,
And you
check
did it in a
out,
fraction of a second?
and you did it
Okay.
all in 1 second. It's like, okay, that's real. That's real human.
So stupid. A lot of retailers will do. Some retailers have ceased pre-announcing product releases. This is more sneaker shit. To aiming to give genuine customers a better chance of getting that product, but that doesn't work.
Well, all you need is a bot looking for the release. That's actually worse,
Yeah,
right? Because if you don't know it's coming out on,
he's scraping
December
websites.
25th, but there's bots already scraping the website that they're like, hey, this new thing came out, I'm just going to buy it. It doesn't work.
It
No,
buys
that
it.
doesn't.
It buys it
Just buys it
automatically.
anyway.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
The guy
Why not?
running the bot's like, what did I buy today?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure they do that all the time.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like, okay, I got this
What did I
thing.
get?
I'm sure.
15 PS5s. Oh, what did I get? 20 Switch 2 pre-orders. Awesome, cool. Another one
It's
is
like a fishing net.
Yeah, put 'em on-
Exactly.
put 'em
It's
on-
catching
put 'em
your
on
fishing net at the end of the day.
Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace for
oh man, it drives
3x
me
the money.
crazy. It drives me so fucking nuts because it's probably some guy who doesn't do anything. He's
It's
just
his
like,
business. He doesn't care.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Another one is enhanced captcha systems. I read captchas are actually complete bullshit.
Yeah, they are.
Like they don't even do anything.
Captchas are so bad now. What they
Yeah.
actually detect is how slow you are.
Exactly.
Right?
yeah.
They're like, oh, you're human. You didn't
stupid,
click
dumb
nearly
human.
fast enough on any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you ask an AI, even if you tell it act like a human, it can't. Not really. Not in that way. Like it gets and immediately responds. Right? That's what it does. I guess it could wait, but even then, that's like something that other AIs could measure because people are so inconsistent versus.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, because it would probably, well, maybe not. You would have to specifically tell
It's
it,
like, be a
wait,
dumb human and add this to
wait
my cart.
in different intervals between
Yeah, but how many
clicking on
different
each.
intervals and
Yeah.
be undetectable to other AI is what you'd have to tell it, and then it's like I don't know how to what.
But
That's so
like I
nuts.
said, like showing something on screen, anything visual, an AI is going to be easy at. Like it's going to be good at doing. Like you can recognize characters, recognize anything. You could recognize literally anything, and it will reproduce it and tell you what it is. So it knows what a captcha is. It knows what a fucking bicycle is and a street light. Like that's easy
Yes.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like those are not working.
So now, earlier we talked about legislation that they put in to curb like the Ticketmaster shit. That was called the Better Online Ticket Sales Bots Act of 2016. Enacted in 2016, the Bots Act prohibits the use of software to bypass security measures on ticket-selling websites, making it illegal to purchase tickets in bulk for resale. Violators can face up to fines of $16,000 per offense.
Wow, that's crazy.
That was in 2016.
That's because the artists were getting fucked, right?
Yeah.
So artists are out there, and most of the money that they make is from the gate, right?
Yep.
They don't make money off their albums unless they're
No,
singer
and merch
songwriters,
and
right?
shit
You
like
guys
that,
know
yeah.
this,
Yeah.
but Ticketmaster was like, okay, well, we're selling all the face value tickets, but the real money is in the resale, and then they also run StubHub, right? So the bots buy it on their website and then immediately
Sell it
just
on there.
transfer it over. I would not be surprised if they didn't have like an integration between StubHub and Ticketmaster where they're like, the tickets that are in this database, just copy them into a different table in the same fucking database, and now they're owned by StubHub or whatever. They never left the retailer. So I think that law was really important. I just don't know if it has enough teeth.
I think it was important to not let Ticketmaster be a fucking monopoly on the entire ticket buying process, but that ship
Live
sailed
Nation.
a long time ago.
Remember Live Nation?
Yeah.
In March 2025, President Trump signed an executive order directing the Federal Trade Commission to rigorously enforce the Bots Act and collaborate with state attorneys. So more about this ticket shit. But where's our electronic acts? Electronics bots.
They tried
acts.
chips,
For sure.
right? That's the one act that we have about electronics is they need to be made. Well, no, but this is the old one. This is the one where they're
Yeah, it
like,
doesn't
we
have
need
to do
to
with scalping.
subsidize chip manufacture in North America because Taiwan's about to get boot fucked by somebody. And then where are we going to get all our chips? We don't have lithograph machine. We don't have all this ultra high energy ultraviolet lithograph machines. If you guys know anything about how these chips are made, it's really complicated.
And like nobody knows it besides
Canadians
TSMC.
and Americans
Damn.
and Dutch and Germans, they don't have the expertise that the Taiwanese have. Period. That not only do they not have the equipment, they don't have the people.
They don't know how to maintain it.
Not the brains. They don't have the knowledge. So that's going to take a long time.
Because Nvidia like invests like like almost 45% of their revenue into like R&D to like make sure that they like Jonah says is on the bleeding edge of understanding how those GPUs are actually constructed and made. It's crazy. And those machines to actually make the shit cost like billions and billions of dollars to like manufacture in the first place, which is yeah.
It's a very interesting topic. If you guys are interested in that at all, the machine that creates these chips does the etchings and with UV. It was originally a Dutch company.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, but the technology was American, and then they let it go, and the Dutch took it and built it because the Americans didn't want to do it, and then eventually they ended up in Taiwan. Intel was a big part of that.
They probably looked at it like,
We
this
don't
is going to
get
cost a
this.
lot.
Yeah.
It's going to
It's
cost
like
a lot
the
of
GIF
money.
with the math flying over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's basically America.
Oh, how am I
Like
gonna
this is
word
where it would
this?
have to come from, like you said, like this legislation. If that's legislated to the retailers, then they would have to implement those controls on their API, like by law.
And everybody knows that, you know, most of
That's
these
how it would have to
corporations
happen.
are fucking pushovers. They're pussies
don't
when it
care.
comes to
They also
legal
don't
risk.
care.
Well, as long as their pockets get filled by a scalper or by a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, like doing that stuff would cost money to implement that shit. Why would they do it?
to make
So
them
they
provides-
should be
happy.
it provides
sanctioned
no-
by the government.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But that'd be the only time. So they're not
Yeah.
going to do it unless, like, because they're selling products. They don't care, and it would have to come from the top too. That's a decision that would have to come from the top of the company, which they don't care.
Yeah.
So it would
But-
have to be legal.
What if Trump's grandson or whatever comes up to him, Daddy, I want a Switch 2. Right? And then Trump's like, I'll get you one. And Trump can't get him a Switch 2.
I believe Trump's son is a virgin, and he has no grandson. This is what I read in an article.
Well, he's got 3 kids, and each of them are more pathetic than the other. So
I saw this. I saw
Why
Trump
did you
said
read
it.
an article that says this?
Trump.
What did you get there?
It was just some stupid headline. It's like Trump calls his own son a virgin and doesn't think he's ever been with a woman because of some stupid thing he said. He was like, I don't think he's ever had a girlfriend. Just like, oh,
I don't think. He's
Yeah,
your fucking
like-
son.
he doesn't know his
No,
son.
he
cares?
doesn't know his kids. He surely
He's only
doesn't know.
interested in his daughter.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Unfortunately, that's exactly right. Holy shit.
At least
Oh my
it's
God.
consistent.
So, creative
All right.
solutions?
Creative solutions, guys. So after what we've talked about today, okay, did you guys come up with any kind of crazy ideas that could possibly stop this from happening or help gamers get the items that they want?
Well,
So-
this is not something I don't think that manufacturers can control. I don't think, unless they're selling it themselves. Like AMD, like you don't think about AMD releasing GPUs. They have, you can buy straight from them, right, on their website. So,
Not their latest series.
right,
Mm,
but before
yeah.
that. So
You used to be able to buy reference cards from AMD.
Yeah.
yeah, so they would be able to implement that on their website because they're a first party controlling the website. But like Best Buy and like Canada Computers or Micro Centers and all that shit, like they're probably, I mean, you would think that they would do it because those are like Micro Center specifically, and like these small guys like Canada
Newegg and
Computers.
Canada Computers.
Yeah, that like you'd think they would do it. Like put some controls on the API so that you can't do the entire checkout process in a fucking microsecond. Make it so that it maybe has some kind of interval
Like a pause.
check,
Yeah,
a pause.
like a pause. It's like, okay, pause. Pause you there.
Or paywall your API access. Like I said.
But even if you paywall a guy who's like, okay, yeah, pay the $50 or whatever it is.
No. It's super expensive.
Way more.
Like, yeah, it's crazy expensive.
API access to Ingram and all those guys, like for the that's like thousands of dollars a year if you want API.
Yeah, but also it requires, like I said, a vetting process and you know what I mean? Like you can't just be Joe Blow pay the $1,000 a year and get access. No, you need to have a business number. You need to have whatever. So that would be, I think,
and then their purchases would end up being tracked for taxes, and then any profit they made on buying and reselling it, they would have to pay, and then that would reduce your overall. Because a lot of these scalpers, they make money because it's resale and there's no tax,
right? Yeah,
right, so they charge whatever they want. They keep all the money. Now I mean, in Canada, they would be able to like claim the HST back or whatever if they, or the GST rather, if they were buying it and reselling it that way, so they could get some money back there. But that's not what they're doing. They're making way too much margin for that. Like the margin on this stuff is like 12%.
That's
their
crazy.
margin is like 50%. So, or I mean, how much are these scalpings go for? Like, what are we expecting a scalped PS or
Switch 2
Switch 2 going to be?
I think they're on eBay right now. The pre-orders for like 150 more. Let's see.
That's all? That seems really small. That doesn't seem like enough for a real scalping. To me, that's like a convenience fee. And I don't really, if it's only $150, but like, what I like is like that's way more. That's 50% more.
Yeah.
Instead of 700,
1,200,
that's an extra $300, man. That's a lot.
There's 1,000 here, 1,200.
Yeah, that seems better.
Yeah, it's hovering between
1,000 and 1,200, which is where you would expect the economics of it to make sense.
Imagine paying that much for a Switch 2.
Oh man, I won't do that. That's damaging to my psyche. I'm not.
I mean, just think about it in reference to this. I mean, I've been in the market for a 50 series card for a minute. Even though Jono, like he poo poos the 50. I mean, everybody knows they kind of Nvidia shit the bed on the 50 series card.
They missed them.
But I've been looking at the 5080s. And these are cards that apparently, if I'm not mistaken, they're supposed to be like 600 or 700 MSRP. And I'm looking at a goddamn Gigabyte 5080 edition. 5080? A 5080 for $1,579.
American.
US dollars. American
they were
dollars.
supposed to be 5080s were supposed to be
$1,000.
$1,199?
Something like that. Okay, let's look at it.
1,500 USDs.
Well, I can buy one on
$9.99, $1,000, and so the margin that I'm looking at Newegg right now, and I imagine this person is probably like a scalper or they're a large retailer that got a hold of product. $1,500, almost $600 over MSRP. I honestly, and I don't know what the pricing structures are like because you're not buying it from Nvidia, you're not buying it from AMD. Like I don't know if the partner retailers like Gigabyte or Aorus like inflate their card prices because they're Aorus
so
or
the thing
whatever.
With that is you get a reference card from Nvidia, right? So they price when they say, "Oh, this card's going to be $1,000," they're saying the reference card from Nvidia, like the Founders Edition, is going to be the MSRP. Then they ship their graphics cards plans over to Gigabyte, and then Gigabyte will make their own cooling system, their own like whatever, and they design.
Well, they put it on a board.
All these bells and whistles on it, and then they can charge whatever the fuck they want.
They because AMD was urging their board partners to, because AMD didn't make reference cards, right? So they did have an MSRP though, which is basically them telling their board partners what to sell it for, right? Because if you come up with if AMD's coming up with an MSRP and they're not making cards, whose MSRP is that? It was a suggested third
9070 a Sapphire Nitro Radeon 97 XT, $900 on Newegg right now.
So
really?
Those
$900.
Because they suck at inference.
Yeah.
Because they suck at AI shit.
Yeah.
You can get them here. I could go get one tomorrow. I could go get one tomorrow at Canada Computers.
Yes.
In Canada, they're pretty widely available.
Like a 9070 XT?
Yeah. It's like $989.
It's a good gaming card. So I think this is maybe something that we could do to help our fellow gamers get off NVIDIA's dick, man.
Yeah.
And go look around at other things.
I stopped.
It took me a while to realize. It took me a while.
Okay, one sec. Let me take my face off this thing and figure out what I'm doing. Yeah,
It took me a while to realize that ray tracing actually sucks, and it's arguably like one of the worst things for the gaming market, like in general.
We've
Like,
said that for a long fucking time.
If we just like fucking stopped like beating our meat collectively over how many traced rays we can package in a game, these
said
games
that
would be
a long
so
time
much
ago.
more optimized.
Yeah.
It's
This is all
significantly
because
more
of ray
optimized.
tracing. This is all because of ray tracing.
I don't care about light. I don't care about shadows. Give me fucking good resolution, please.
They are nice.
I'm begging you.
They are nice.
It is nice.
Nathaniel
Sometimes.
loves them. Even though he has an AMD card, so what do you?
Yeah.
Just give it up, Nathaniel. You're too.
I'm getting an NVIDIA next time.
Are you?
No.
See, and you're going to cause the problem.
No, because I'm always going to hold up hope that AMD is going to come up with some kind of ray tracing
You know what?
core
I'm gonna go
chips.
get a 9070 XT tomorrow and get rid of my 3080 just because.
That's a good
Just because
idea,
I gotta
man.
get rid
Good
of
for
it.
you, John.
Film
Good
yourself
for you.
smashing
No,
your
I'm really
3080.
proud of you, man.
Smash it.
No, I
Dude.
wouldn't. No,
No, I'm gonna sell it on eBay for twice as much. Obviously,
You should. You should.
Yes.
the
You have a
3080.
3080? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah. Sell
still
it.
going. Well, I'll put it in Pam's.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
that's the way it should be. But don't give Nvidia money for a half-assed card that they
The
rush.
5080 was a very half-assed.
You know what I
card, wasn't
really
it?
want
just
from
AI
Nvidia?
upscaling.
I would really buy. I would buy from Nvidia. The only thing is a new
57
Shield.
Ti.
a new Shield, Nvidia Shield Pro
What's that?
Oh yeah.
for like the Android box, like the streaming box.
Oh, okay.
Because I bought Apple TVs because my Pro is fucking old and the remote stopped working,
yeah.
and I was just like, I'm fucking done with this. So I bought Apple TVs, but if they come up with like an upgraded new one,
They'll never
like,
do that.
that would
They
be
don't give a shit
sick.
about that.
it would
Well,
be
they have
fucking sick.
the Apple TVs. From what I understand, is like the best streaming box you can get on the market right now. Is that still true?
It is. People still like push the Nvidia Shield Pro from like 2017. It's
Wow.
it's that good. Like it is because it's the only box that can pass through Dolby Atmos on the Plex app.
Yeah.
Um,
Really?
yeah, it doesn't do it on Apple TV. It's only
Wow.
Nvidia Shield Pro. It's fucking 8 years old now. It's
Yeah, they got
$200.
the right chip and put it in.
Okay.
That's it. They're like,
Okay.
oh, that chip has Dolby Atmos pass through. Great. You know, some engineer made the right choice in that moment.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Who gives a shit about Dolby Atmos? You know, John, that's who cares. Right?
Yeah,
People care.
exactly.
People care.
Exactly.
people care.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into it. Okay. So when I do all these freaking electronic buyings and trying to get in to get something, my biggest issue is I get it in my cart and I try to check out.
That's the one.
Okay, I can always get it in my cart, like for
It's
the
because
most part.
the fucking shit
Okay?
websites
and
aren't.
then the
built
site
for
just
traffic.
crashes over and over again, or fucking kicks it out of my cart.
Or, like Chris said, they're only paying for certain amount of what'd you call it per second, like the access rates,
The rate limiting.
rate limiting.
Yeah.
Like there's only a certain rate limit on those websites, and they're not increasing
this
it. They're
goes
not
back
paying
to-
the provider
yes.
for more for the launch of the Switch 2.
Right. So
It's just-
why not?
'Cause they don't
feel
feel
like
they
you
don't
should.
care.
I mean, they should care because it bricks the whole website because they're not
it
selling
bricks the
other
whole
things.
fucking website. The whole website
Like
crashes.
if I want to go buy a vacuum cleaner and a fucking fridge
On Switch 2 release,
at
like,
Best
good
Buy
luck.
on the day, like I need this on the day
I
that the
imagine
Switch
that it's
2 goes out.
yeah.
You're not getting it.
No, you gotta-
imagine that it's an
Yeah,
operational
you gotta go to
decision.
Costco.
I imagine it's an operational decision, and like the tech president has to go to the COO and say, "Hey, look, like we need this much of a budget for the launch of this product," and they're like, "I'll give you half that," and they're like, "Okay,
Okay.
I guess." And they just fucking do what they need to do.
And the website is down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's the one that just drives me nuts. I'm like, oh, I got it in my cart. Oh, because I have this. I have the auto fill, right? I've got my account settings, my PayPal, auto ship address. Everything's filled out. I just have to hit order,
Yeah.
right? I just have to click that button, order now, and it goes through PayPal and it ships to my PayPal address. That's what it does.
Okay, Chris, what's a normal rate limit? Like, what's an average rate limit you think for like a?
For a website, I mean, it depends on the API and how crazy it is, but it would be like many per second. It wouldn't be per minute, right? So, and the rate limiting is more about the backend services that the website is talking to an aggregate, right? So you have all these people coming in and they're making all these back end calls, and the e-commerce site itself is under stress. And then him being in there, and they're not separated into different parts. So it would be like dozens or even maybe 100 requests per second is being allowed through, or even large. Amazon would be thousands, right? So,
Right.
I mean, they could expand on it, but then there's like the architectural limit of the site itself. Maybe just the way that it is built,
Right.
it can't handle so much more. Who knows? They should be, but they don't.
Right. Like Amazon, it probably wouldn't be an issue. Like Amazon's not going down from traffic. You know what I mean?
No, it can't.
Best Buy is.
Yeah.
Best Buy, The Source, or Radio Shack.
So send all the Switch 2s to Amazon.
So well, see, that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your infrastructure can handle this? Take all the fucking Switch 2 pre-orders, please.
Yeah. I guess
That might be
Fuck
illegal.
Best Buy.
No, that might be illegal.
Fuck Best Buy,
I think
fuck
that's
Walmart.
like I don't know what they call that, but it's like I don't think the government allows that.
Yeah, I've
market
never-
manipulation, maybe.
You know what? Come to think of it, I've
Monopolization.
never went to Amazon and not been able to buy something.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. But I don't think anybody ever launches anything on Amazon itself besides Amazon. Like if they're putting out a new
New
Echo
Fire
or
Stick.
anything. So
Maybe Amazon
which is
should come
interesting.
out with an Amazon Switch 2.
Amazon Basics.
Amazon
they
Basics
have those.
Switch 2.
They have those.
The Swatch too. Also a watch.
They have those. Nate, they're called the Retroid Pocket 5s.
Oh,
and
yes.
They come from
Yeah.
China.
Yeah, I buy those on AliExpress all the time. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Those are the best. They only cost $8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sell it
No
on
pre-order.
sell it on
It'll
AliExpress,
work.
man.
Or Timu.
I
love my
Hey,
Team
if you sell it
Express.
on AliExpress, then Americans wouldn't buy it because there's like 200% tariffs on it. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
like, my question is, so when we talk about, I feel like the big thing is that people aren't going to stores, and I think that the consumer base for the electronic products these days, like, it's so large now that physically stores cannot hold enough inventory to accommodate everyone. Like, even people in my city, every single person in my city, if they wanted to like go to Best Buy or GameStop to buy the Nintendo Switch, those stores would not be able to manage that population. I can only
millions of
imagine,
people.
right?
They just downsized
So, like,
our Best Buy. It's now friggin' Best Buy Express. Like,
yeah,
what the
you
hell
just
is
walk
that?
in,
Like,
check out.
It's in the
That sort
airport.
of thing.
Fuck is
now. You
this?
have to go to the airport to go to Best Buy now.
But my
You gotta buy it from those
Yeah.
kiosks.
my question is though, is that like when we think about like the end goal for these businesses should be, if correct regulatory laws were in place, is that to deliver the product to the end user, not to the resellers but to the end user. And like my thought is that like a way to validate the end user, besides like what we talked about with the Nintendo system, counting hours and like putting people in a registration base and like setting it up ahead of time, like what if they were like companies like Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft were able to like partner with people like Apple and say, oh hey, like if you want this product, we're going to put an app on your phone and then you can do all the stuff that you need to there. Like, do you think, is that even feasible for them to like work with somebody like Apple, who has the most phones, or just
Apple
like the
want a
most
60%
common phones that are on the market today, to say, hey, like let's put this process in place to validate the end users, and then you can buy it from this very specific app on your phone, and it's like just an individualized sequence or just an instance on the purchaser's like mobile device, and that's how you get it. That way it's not just like one website that everybody's going to and buying simultaneously. Like, is that even possible?
What's serving it, right? Like that app isn't a monolith on that person's phone. It's talking to something. It's a client
Right.
to something.
Right,
So
yeah.
the server is the server. How you access it might be like limited. I think that equates to the limited release or limited quantities or invite only. I mean, that is
Same.
invite only.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
would be the same kind of as
Raffle.
invite only. Like if you can get an email, that should be no different.
Yeah.
Right? If you get an email saying you were invited, like a beta invite, same kind of thing. Like here it is. You click on this link. This is your link. You click on it, and it will give you.
But how? What?
But again, like I said, invite only is for existing customers. There's no new player base or customer base being created by invite only stuff. Howard, because then they don't want that.
Yeah, they want new users. Yeah. So my idea was when a big ticket item is gaining hype, then the retailer can send out specialized invites like we're talking about here. Or on their website, the customer can opt in to be notified about the release of these things. But once you opt in, your account is checked against like transaction history. So like if you have an account and you're like, oh, I opt into that, and it like, checks your history, and it's like, oh, he buys vacuum cleaners, he bought a filter for an air purifier, right? He's obviously not a bot.
Yeah.
Right? Or and then it's like, oh, did you check your credit cards? His name's Nathaniel Capoli, lives at whatever, right?
What?
And
what?
then
Put the address out there. Put it out there, Nate.
Dogs.
Put that
Dogs
in
yourself.
It's fine. Just flash it on the screen.
but like I'm sure there's ways to check if this person exists in the world pretty quickly. Am I crazy to think that?
You want to vet the existence of people and whether or not they're real
By a credit
You're
card.
doing like bot detection is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So is bot detection the answer? First of all, that's nothing that we can do. The segment was, what can we do as people, right? And we said, get off NVIDIA's cock and stop buying their products if that's what it takes.
No, I said if we had the power to tell people to do something as well, like retailers and shit, do this.
Well, it's all
Like, if we had the
retailer controls on the API. That's all it is.
Yeah. And then like I'd say history. It's about history. Bots don't have history, right? Human beings have history. We have purchase history of credit
Well,
cards, we have phone numbers.
You have to use an account for the bot, though.
Yeah.
So they will have an account.
And even if it's like, oh, you want, because then when you make a new account, you have no history, right? Fuck, yeah.
You need someone to vouch for you? Like, here, check out my Amazon purchases. Am I real enough for you, Mr. Bot Detector? What have you purchased in the last 2 weeks? A vibrator and lube and what? I don't know. What do you want from me? You know?
This is a Blade Runner interview.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Let's check their pupil dilation for. Please look in the camera.
Yeah, I think the bottom line is that these companies, they want to push units. They want to sell product, and they don't care at the end of the day, as long as they're not breaking any laws and they're not going to be held liable for the way that they're selling it. And I think that's where, honestly, if we're going to see change, it has to come from regulatory measures, and we won't. We straight up, we won't see change unless we make a big enough stink to our local congressman. Like every single time we fail to get a product at launch, we call up our representatives and be like, "What the fuck? I didn't get my Switch 2. You need to do something. Do something, Virginia Fox."
Right. They'll be like, "Move to China, you communist! Like, you want us to take care of your purchasing ability? You're barking up the wrong tree, right?"
Yeah, especially over here, whoever has money buys those products. That's how the West world goes round, really.
The West world.
But
I mean,
man,
we could learn how to, if you were inclined, I'm sure you could create something with AI, an API accessor, you know?
So yeah, my next question was, in your opinion, would the better way forward to stop how could we stop scalpers with the technologies, like the AI technologies we have? Like you could go in, get the AI to, like Jonathan said, read your view source on the web page. Like there's a lot of power in AI where we can learn how to find out what these bots are doing, and then possibly, I don't know,
counteract them.
Yeah.
So you
could emulate them. I don't know if you can't stop them.
Yeah. I think
the only people who can stop them is the owner of the site, the retailer. They can stop
bots.
them.
If we gave bots to everybody,
I think we have to attack we need to lower.
That's what I'm saying.
Orbit, Ion Cannon, all of the e-commerce sites.
Yeah.
On release days, right? Because that's what happens anyway.
So we pool our resources and we just crash all the websites.
DDoS everything.
What if we did that?
Neither can you.
What if like even before launch, we know the day that it's going to launch on, so even before it happens, we just crash the websites and like we just go fuck their servers over entirely. That way they can't start running again until like 3 days later. I feel like that's fair.
Look,
you have to go physically
coming in that way. You have to know that Cyberpunk isn't that far off.
Yeah.
Right? Like companies are going to start. They attack each other. Nation states attack each other all the time. Infrastructure, like power infrastructure, IT infrastructure, anything that's digital.
Mm-hmm.
And companies are doing that too. And eventually the people are going to do it to companies because they want stuff, right? Like I could hack those vending machines in Cyberpunk, take some, eddies out of there, no big deal, right? Get my little whatever, beep, and just steal some shit. I don't know. Like as this, we as individuals are going to live inside these environments, and and I don't know, maybe it is to fight them. There is no fight. Like, what are you gonna do? Crash a site and go to jail?
So here's my take, boys. So if we just pool our resources and we just go to Stellar AIO and we just say, hey, please, can we have a license? And then the four of us share a license amongst each other.
One card.
No. Yeah. What we do, we
start
get a card.
Oh, that's a great idea, guys. That's how you join them.
No, we give for MSRP. We resell for MSRP.
Okay.
We use the bot.
Okay.
Oh, you really are
like Robin Hood.
Yeah, we're the Robin Hoods.
We rob from the rich to
gaming.
Make a
to
break
the other,
even.
like slightly less rich people that can afford $2,000 video cards. Come on.
So what we'll do is we'll start a new
gamers.
chat.
Gamers only.
I'll start a new chat in our Discord where people can donate to the Elder Trolls bot.
The Elder Bot.
The
Elder Bot.
We
the
accept
Elder
Bitcoin.
AIO.
We accept Bitcoin and
what money? Nate, where's my bot license?
So like my question is that to even, I know we're wrapping up the episode here now, but like I do want to ask, like, how proficient in Linux and like Selenium and Python do I have to be to even run or understand something like a Stellar AIO or a Cyber AOI? Because I know nothing.
Nothing. No, it's a GUI fucking app.
So you literally just pop it open like you would an Adobe product, and it just does it for you.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. You just have to win either the auction or pay whatever the seller is asking. Like you can probably go to the auction to get it for $200-$300 and then go back and forth like eBay, right? And then you get the license after you fight some guy back and forth, or you can buy out. I think
something open source that does this.
So like, but that's what I was going to ask. Like, how hard would it be to write a bot? Like, are these like really complex products, like pieces of?
If you want to make money off something like this, that this is a common problem with any kind of software development. It takes time to make good software, and it takes smart people. So you build good software with good UX and all that stuff, and you could like tape something together, but a real product is hard. And open source maybe, but open source community is like about sharing, not about sharing the ability to fuck over your fellow man, right? Like that's a different thing, That's like the exploit community, right?
Yeah.
Or the security research community. So I don't think there is there used to be for poker, like these database analysis tools, right? You could go and buy hand histories from people, like 10 million, 20 million hands, and then feed it into the tool that'll like read all their usernames and stuff and then hide it up. There's no open source for that. Where are you going to get all this private information? Like it's like a sub world, right? Like underground, like I said earlier.
So we get on a Tor browser and we go to the black market and we just we make an offer they can't refuse. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Is that how that works? Okay.
Or maybe they offer you something you can't refuse.
Ah, shit. That's probably what would happen. That's probably what
would
happen.
Hello, young man. What are you doing here? Oh, fuck.
You could probably quick and dirty something with ChatGPT.
You think so?
To fucking
Claude AI, not ChatGPT.
To buy something from a website. Probably.
Really?
I'm sure you could.
You could probably tell it to teach
feed
you
it,
what
you make
is going on.
Make a transaction, feed it the source and the info that happened. You can record it. Like you can record
just
traffic.
Screen record it?
No, TCP dump it. Like if you have
TCP
the
dump
SSL,
traffic.
you need to dump your traffic, make sure you can decrypt it, and then just look at what the ins and outs of it were. What was the response? What was this?
Right. You feed it to the AI, say, this was me buying something at this time, so it kind of knows what it's looking at. And say, I want to create a software that bypasses the website so I can do this like with command line.
Interesting.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you get something.
You gotta try it, Jono. You gotta try it and then come back to us.
Claude AI is very expensive, Nikolai.
Is it?
What about DeepSeek?
Like 20. No, man.
It's more expensive than ChatGPT is.
Yeah.
Way
better.
Oh, yeah. It's so sick.
Claude's what I use at work all day.
It's so fucking good. Yeah, it's so good. Anyway, we got to wrap this up. Final thoughts and call to action. What have we learned today?
I call the retailers to action.
Yeah, call the retailers to action because they don't give a flying fuck.
That's all you're gonna.
As long as their money gets into their pockets one way or the other, they don't give a shit about us.
The only way. It needs to be legally.
Or I call on Trump to make another executive action.
Yeah, those do a lot.
Another one?
A lot. Yeah, he does like he hands those out like Skittles.
Get that fucking Sharpie out.
Yeah, sign one here for us, okay?
The Canadian market.
Anyway, like all I can say is, as long as it's not illegal, right? They have no consequence, or they're not going to be not doing it if it's not illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not illegal to make money.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
Depending on how you do it.
Yeah. But yeah. What's your final take, guys? Real quick. Snakes.
I think I agree with you. I think the only way to fight scalping is to learn to be patient
and not buy.
And not buy from those guys. They need to dry out. The problem is that there's always going to be somebody weak that's going to go pay, which means go back to step one. Learn to be patient and just, like, I don't know, do something else. Go for a walk. Fucking do something else.
Go to the gym.
Rub one out.
Like, I don't know.
Nikolai, you go.
I would say, yeah, exactly. Just what we've already said. You know, we gotta engage the retailers. We gotta make it clear to these companies that if they want like continued profits, unprecedented profits over time, that they need to actually sell to their consumer base and not resellers. And in order for that to like make sense, you also have to do everything simultaneously. You have to not buy. You have to drive the scalpers, do all that. I honestly, you know, Trump is a good idea. I think you should just harass your fucking local congressmen, your local representatives. Like, I'm talking, call them every week. I didn't get a Switch.
You could do that too,
I didn't get a 5070 Ti at launch. What the fuck is wrong? What are you doing over there?
That's it. That's what you got to do.
So yeah, that's what we gotta enact our democratic powers.
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree. It's the only way that it's going to happen is by legally obligating retailers to do it, and the only way to do that is to contact your local MP, member of parliament, congressman.
Member of parliament. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There you go. That's
it. All right. Thanks, Nick. We're gonna look forward to that PAX East episode coming out. Do you know when that's coming out?
Working on it. It should be this Friday.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
Excellent. All right. Stay tuned for that. Snake Factory. Pleasure, as always. That's it for this week's episode. We want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen and or watch. Please be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and give us a rating and review on Spotify or Apple if you could. It helps us get out there to more listeners who may enjoy the show. Also, we are now part of the Superpod Network, a network of podcasts you can find, browse, and check out over on superpodnetwork.com. Remember, you can always leave us a DM on Blue Sky. I'm not on any other social medias. So leave it there. Or on our NGL app if you want to send us an anonymous question about anything. Thanks again, everyone, and we hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you are listening to this. Peace.
Bye.
Ciao.